I've been putting in the mileage, I've been paying out of pocket, yeah. Been a while since I lost my shit. I'm cracking smile cause I'm on it. So wanna wait for love to change, as long as I'm ahead of yesterday. I'm cracking smile cause I'm on it, yeah. Took a lesson from the losses. While back, thought I was defeated, lost track of my sense of being. I turned back just to catch a feeling. The covered up wasn't what I needed, so I look ahead and focus on the mindset. Just to wonder where the time went. In a rut, but I'm on the climb. I'll crack a smile cause I'm on it, yeah. Took a lesson from the losses.
But I take a win, take the win, take the win, take the win. Rings on my knuckles, sunlight, let it clean. I cannot realize who you are, cannot make amends. Make it how they pop out and they gotta take a win.
Big ticket item, I'm the one that they will see. I don't know about the will do's or the will be's. I don't need a once was, they misunderstood me. When I told them giants in the room is where I could be. And I should be, I will, and I am now. Looking at that kid like I turned into a cash cow. I don't need a lesson on the business cause you cashed out. You a light bulb, I'm a flame, you flashed out.
Take the win, take the win, take the win. Rings on my knuckles, sunlight, let it clean. I cannot realize who you are, cannot make amends. Make it how they pop out and they gotta take a win. Take the win, take the win, take the win. Rings on my knuckles, sunlight, let it clean. I cannot realize who you are, cannot make amends. Make it how they pop out and they gotta take a win.
Friendly faces all around, yes ma'am. Cause I made a move, made a scene, made a plan. Pull up in the land, throw back to the minivan. Big baller hustle, that's the way to make a stand. And the fans in the stands, in the stands. Quicker than the ones trying to catch me with their hands. That's adrenaline when I beat their defense. I just stayed ahead, the result.
Gotta take a win. Take the win, take the win, take the win. Rings on my knuckles, sunlight, let it clean. I cannot realize who you are, cannot make amends. Make it how they pop out and they gotta take a win. Take the win, take the win, take the win. Rings on my knuckles, sunlight, let it clean. I cannot realize who you are, cannot make amends. Make it how they pop out and they gotta take a win.
problems. Just throw them dollars. Can you keep a secret while I got your body feeling no more drama? Just throw them dollars.
More dollars, less drama, let's keep it on the low. Meet me in a city where nobody ever go. Let me be that body that nobody need to know. No, no, oh no, no. Do not drop the top down, do not hop out. Keep it on the low, this is not a lockdown. They all wanna know, gotta tell them nah now. I need somebody who gon' take it to the grave. I need somebody who gon' rock it in a way. I need somebody who on the same page, shawty on the same way too.
Can you keep a secret while I dance with you this evening? No more problems, just throw them dollars. Can you keep a secret while I got your body feeling no more drama? Just throw them dollars. No drama, I know you want it, don't want no problems. Can you keep a secret? No drama, I know you want it, don't got no problems. Can you keep a secret?
Bet that my daytime shawty. Check the road, call me shawty to put it on me. Booty on the insane, she moving for Ben Frank. Look, she my little dancer, no need to explain. That's how she paying for them college loans and trips across the map to stop and roam. The reason why she out and do not come home, she got guaps just in stocks alone. Can't tell no Betty or honey, life ain't better with no money. Cause she a boss bitch, wasn't raised to be a dummy. She got the hips legit to make it rain even when outside the club is sunny, that's facts.
Can you keep a secret while I dance with you this evening? No more problems, just throw them dollars. Can you keep a secret while I got your body feeling no more drama? Just throw them dollars. No drama, I know you want it, don't want no problems. Can you keep a secret? No drama, I know you want it, don't got no problems. Can you keep a secret? Can you keep a secret?
Yeah. Foreign gal, foreign whip, boy. Roll through the street, yeah. Body's on 10, my gosh. Look at all the features. Baby, from your head to your waist, you the real deal, yeah. If them want run your race, put them in them. Girl, your body winning, winning, oh no. I wanna be the guy you winning, winning, oh no. Girl, your body winning, winning, oh no. I wanna be the guy you winning, winning, oh no. Yeah, yeah, you could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never lay your body down. You could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never do your body wrong. You could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never lay your body down. Anytime you want me, you call on me. Baby, I'ma come around. Come around. Stay around. Cause you're winning, 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 yeah. Sexy, where you get it from? She said from she mama. She from the West Indies, she not deal with the drama. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bumper so big, my gosh, bring it back like karma. You could lay it all on me, yeah, baby. Girl, your body winning, winning, oh no. I wanna be the guy you winning, winning, oh no. Girl, your body winning, winning, oh no. I wanna be the guy you winning, winning, oh no. Yeah, yeah. You could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never lay your body down. You could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never do your body wrong. You could lay it all on me, let it fall on me. I never lay your body down. Anytime you want me, you call on me. Baby, I'ma come around. Follow me, follow me. Follow me, follow me. Follow me, follow me.
say it's been pretty fun, but it ain't been fun, and it ain't been pretty. I say it's been pretty fun, but it ain't been fun, and you're pretty unpretty. You know good, I'm good. When I'm done, get your fill off someone else. 'Cause I can be pretty too. I laugh through the pain till I look like a clown. Smeared eyes and tears I drown. Can't thin the pain. It's like I don't know the sound of a red flag waving when a red flag's waving. So lose my number. Yeah, delete my name like we never happened. Yeah, you could numb my pain. 'Cause to you I'm someone you wish you could have had. It was good, then it's gone. Now it's all bad, bad. Say it's been pretty fun, but it ain't been fun, and it ain't been pretty. I say it's been pretty fun, but it ain't been fun, and you're pretty unpretty. You know good, I'm good. When I'm done, get your fill off someone else. 'Cause I can be pretty too.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here at the ESL Clash of Nations 2023 for the South Asia qualifier. My name is Asurai. With me now is Daks, and yes, finally, I get to cast a little bit more Valorant.
Welcome back, Asurai. And of course, here we have in the SEA qualifiers, incredible teams all around the region. You got your Boom Esports, you got your NAS Oasis, you have one of my personal favorites in Devil United, of course. It just feels like that we have the cream of the crop right now facing off against each other for a single slot to go to Thailand.
Yeah, and again, during this offseason, I was expecting we might not have as many tournaments, but here we are still having such an active scene, and you're absolutely right, all to get that shot at going to the main event. So we do have I believe 2 matches for you guys today. We'll show it to you in just a bit, but what I'm also excited is maybe we can see Sunset. It has been out already, of course, for the game for a couple of months now, and possibly could see it here. I don't know. It's the off season. Anything could and should happen.
I mean, it is off-season, that's right, and you mentioned it. This is where some of these teams try to reform themselves, try to see where their strengths are, and set themselves up for both the Pacific League, for some of these squads, and then on the other hand, of course, the Challengers League that will happen next year. It just means that there's so much more Valorant to do, even without the official VCT circuit. And of course, we're an official off-season event, so you know it's going to be an incredible run and an incredible prize pool to boot.
Truly. And speaking of prize pool, I believe that it's obviously, we've already seen the announcements and everything. We have a total prize pool, or first place prize, of 600,000 baht. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see that in the screen here, but before that actually is what you were mentioning, which was the qualifiers. So we had our open qualifiers that of course has Thailand in it with the 4 qualified teams. We had, of course, from Southeast Asia as well. Now we are on that closed qualifiers side already, where we have 8 teams from Thailand, 8 teams from Southeast Asia, and then of course the big head honcho, the main event happening in Bangkok, I believe later on in this month. Or next month.
Yeah, next month. Yeah, and it's such a long circuit here at the Clash of Nations, and I'm really impressed by the fact that we have invited teams for each side of the closed qualifiers and the offline main event. You're going to be facing off against Talon Esports, the Pacific League team, all the way in Bangkok. And since we're here, the SEA side, only one single team will make it to that field. 2 teams will come from the Thailand closed qualifiers for a total of 4 teams to face off against one another. You know it's going to be very exciting once we get there.
No, absolutely. And again, so many heavy hitter teams, heavy hitting players that will be competing, as you did mention. And of course, here we are, prize pool in your screens, ladies and gentlemen. Champions going to be hitting up 600,000 bot, equivalent to 16,000 US dollars, 250,000 bot for, or 100,000 bot for the first runner-up, 100,000 for the second, and of course 50,000 for the third. It is definitely not chump change, to say at least.
Yeah, and all I hear right now, Asurai, is we could have used this money when we were in Ascension, when we were in Thailand a few months back. It just goes to show, though, that honestly, Bangkok has become such a hub right now for SEA and Valorant especially. It's really getting so much more attention, so many more tournaments, and a prize pool like this, I'm very excited to see who will make it to that top 4, because you can see the prize pool itself, right? If you make it to Thailand, you are in the money.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, as we can see here, we do have our first layer of matches laid out for you, ladies and gentlemen. We got Boom versus Trying Your Best. Trying Your Best is the roster of Bleed and then some, if I'm not mistaken. Fancy United, Dominatus, Naos, Punda, Oasis Gaming, and Dewa United. Wait, I did not pronounce that correctly. It is Pandemonium. There you
Pandemonium.
go. Versus Naos Esports. There
Wow.
you go.
It sounds like a name you'd make up on the spot, Asurai. But you mentioned it, and especially the fact we're always going to have 2 matches per day. So if you are a Naos and Oasis fan from the Philippines, they're going to be playing tomorrow. Right now, of course, we're giving big attention to that first matchup, because Boom versus Trying Our Best. And if you don't know this Trying Our Best squad already, you gotta look at the roster, because it's just generation after generation of Bleed Esports talent. Of course, there are a few changes on the offseason after Ascension because of some restrictions, especially for Juicy. But right now, we're gonna see some Bleed talents really fight here.
Oh, truly, it will be. So, what is this? For Trying Your Best, they got Neff, Crazy Guy, Juicy, Retla. Basically, again, the Bleed, the Bleed Boys.
The Bleed Boys.
Yeah, we got someone called Zan as well. And I'm looking straight into his profile here real quick. Was from Enigma Gaming, so South Asia scene. And
no, when they moved over to MYSG.
Yeah, sorry, MYSG. My bad.
There you go.
My knowledge of MYSG and South Asia is very, very scratch. Anyways, of course, just a quick little line up of the players from Boom Esports. We got Shiro, NC Slasher, Moria, Berserks, and Famous. Again, very, very well-known players from the region.
Yeah, your top seed from Indonesia that went all the way to Ascension. You can see that there are a few changes right now for Boom Esports, including, of course, the addition of Moria and SC Slasher from Bigatron Arctic before. On the other hand, though, Trying Your Best, something we've been tackling already. Retla, Neff, Styron, San, and Juicy. So Crazy Guy isn't going to be playing right now. Probably has a few things to do with the main Bleed Esports roster. But in the end, it's still that MYSG all-star team that gets pretty interesting when they play, because they can have some of the hottest streaks, but from the results so far in their open qualifier, it's been a while for them to actually try and mesh together. Asurai, it's been close games for a team with this caliber of talent.
Well, maybe it's the problem of, again, just being in the off season, maybe feeling a little bit lax, not having too much on the line. But now that they're coming into those close qualifiers, right now that we're finally nearing that point where they can go into the LAN event for Clash of Nations, why not try your hardest? And I will say, they still have, as you mentioned, incredibly insane players. Juicy always pops into my head whenever I hear someone from Bleed, someone from MYSG, aside from, of course, the ones that have competed in the main international scene. When you look at the Ascension teams, one of the players that was just so unstoppable when he was given that chance to do so.
Yeah, and Neff, of course, also playing that supporting role back in Ascension. Basically, because of the restrictions in the Pacific League, some of these players were ineligible to go that next step. So, from what I know, I believe they're going to be doing their NS alongside the offseason, still get a bit of that practice along the way here in Valorant, and come back stronger in the future. But I think, Asurai, we're getting our map picks right now, and Sunset's the first one gone. Aww.
I'm not a fan of that. I just want... All right, I know Sunset and Breeze, not the most favorable, memorable maps as of the moment, but I feel Sunset has its moments here. In any case, we're still going to get a banger, of course, with Lotus going to be starting off. It is going to be Trying Your Best, I believe, on the defense. pick for second map will be Ascent, so nothing out of the ordinary at least. I am just maybe curious at what composition we'll be seeing here on Lotus. Are we going to be seeing maybe some Deadlock or, as we have been seeing as well, favoritism on the Harbor? Lots of options over there. I know the Deadlock's not as strong as some people. We've played some games. You know what it is. But I will say she has her moments, all right?
Yeah, that sounds of copium there, Asurai. And
truly
funny
is.
enough, look, I'm looking back at the match history here for Boom Esports, and yes, you have 2 additional members, but Lotus was their signature pick all the way back in Ascension especially. Their last matchup, Asurai, was against Bleed Esports, and this was the map they took away from them before falling in that series. So for Boom, it's just those demons coming back to face them. They're just in the offseason already. It's their first time back, and they still need to deal with that Bleed core and trying our best.
Is that really the reason why they brought out that Lotus, right? Just to kind of create that confidence right now. They did stumble during that Ascension tournament, and now maybe building back what they have lost. In any case, you are seeing, of course, our 3 maps for this first series, Lotus, Ascent, and Haven. And, well, that's about it. You just have to wait for the agent selection as well. Very excited to see how this one will unravel itself. If we're gonna see what has happened with, I think, a player such as Berserks, who I felt like was so underpowered during the official Ascension tournament a couple of months back. I don't know if you're gonna be agreeing with that, but it did feel like he was stumbling a lot in a lot of those clutch situations.
Yeah, and it was mostly Blaze King's tournament actually back in Ascension, and that's why he got picked up by that global esports roster in the Pacific League. It's for Boom right now trying to bring back their glory days, and we saw them clutch it out against Dominatus in the Indonesian Challengers League. The fact they made it far in the Ascension tournament, but we always expect Boom to be the best and brightest from Indonesia, and they need to rebuild it, and again, against very familiar faces that did technically beat them in the official circuit.
Yeah, it's just a story of what happens now, right? Again, it's just a circle that keeps going on and on and on, and we'll have to see how that story continues before we begin in this first game. In any case, I've been just saying again that I'm just so excited to see how this goes. Now, looking into it, just focusing lasers on the agents, nothing out of the ordinary. KJ for a little bit of that protection. You got the double controller here for Boom, possibly, if Moria does select that Omen, which gives them a lot of options on the offense, and double duelist here, actually, for trying your best.
Not surprising, because San and Juicy love to play that double duelist together, and you know how strong this frontline can be. I'm really thinking right now, what we're trying our best to without Crazy Guy. You got Styron hovering on that Omen instead. Neff gonna go back to a more signature pick in that breach. And we talk about trying our best like they're Bleed Esports, because let's be real, this is a squad that has those players from that roster. But at the same time, we mentioned the struggles a while ago, that they might not have the usual pieces for shot calling, for understanding the map that you had in that main Bleed roster. So trying our best, they do have to try their best, especially overpowering Boom Esports, who's running famous on that front line.
Here's also something that's interesting. Berserks, who at least has played 2 roles in the past for Boom here, that's the duelist and the initiator, is gonna go for the killjoy. Again, I know that Famous has played as the duelist on the teams that he has done before. So this is at least maybe an adjustment. Again, we have seen as well some duelist players actually hover back onto the Sentinels, just because you do have that potential to lurk. You still have the potential to isolate for 1v1s if you're going to try to get solo map control. So kind of interesting to see here from Boom.
I mean, it's something that he's been playing from time to time there. And especially that you have NC Slasher right now on that roster, who's really a fabled initiator back in the Indonesian scene. So Berserk is the one adjusting into that role instead for this map. They're also playing double controller, I believe, with the Viper and the Omen, something that they do like to employ from time to time. But I'm really excited because this is the beginning of our C qualifier. A full week, Asurai, being together, watching these games, double elimination. So while we're in the upper bracket, if you lose, you still have a chance, but later on, 1 slot is up for grabs.
Oh, so excited. I cannot wait to get this started. It has been months since I've actually gotten to catch something. I'm sorry, guys. I know. I'm just happy to be here. Anyways, let's get started. There's the combo started here from Boom Esports. And as I mentioned, Berserk's already on the lurk here on mid as the rest of his teammates try to go for that A control. Berserk's been spotted, could isolate the fight here, maybe make it into a 5 versus 4 if he does get caught out. As you can see, one of the players, the Jet, already hovering somewhere on C-Long.
I mean, he's anticipating the aggression, and for now, Neff here with the shot. Red Flag actually finding Moria. Famous, though, in return, making it 4v4. But Boom Esports, they've crawled their way towards that site, and the plant will go down.
And will go down indeed. Famous around the corner. Neff is hiding. The flash does give away his position, but how near he is, they might not know. Berserk is still holding the position here on Rubble. If they can hold on, that is going to buy them some crucial time here, Daks, as the rest of the attackers actually go up onto Heaven. This could give them an off angle that, well, the defenders will just not know about.
Yeah, Boom is using the map so well, and now Fame is on the flag. Neff might not see this coming whatsoever. Timing perfect, and the push from Boom gives the off-angle value. 3 for Famous. Shiro's on the board as well, and Boom Esports, they take pistol.
And that is a glimpse of Indonesian Valorant for you. Very controlled, very aggressive, and just the timings is just chef's kiss. You know, in any case, really love the pinch there. No, I don't know where you're laughing.
Dude, I know you've been cooking recently.
I know.
You've been so proud of your healthy meals that you've been making on the off-season time.
What is this? I'm not even correlating that to the game.
But okay, you know what's been cooking here for Boom Esports? They play double controller in other maps, not this one. They used to play Breach and Sky together. The adjustment, though, with that extra bit of smoke value, they're really getting into places that Trying Our Best doesn't see coming.
Absolutely. And again, they don't really have to have that many initiators here, as long as they have that Omen as well to kind of help the flash slash smoke situation with the Sky. It's actually working quite well because they can just burst through those smokes if they want to. And if it gets a little bit too hairy, as they segment the fights right here, as you can see, they can just smoke it off and take it a little bit slower.
Yeah, hash slinging, smoke using, anti-ego right now while they play the waiting game. Sando with a jump peek gets the intel that this is a likely A hit from Boom Esports. And Trying Our Best, a different plan right now. On site, waiting as a stack for 3. Juicy. Not wanting to over-aggress whatsoever, but this patience play from Boom Esports. They're navigating their way now here towards the B side. Neff is going to need that first contact. Shiro whittling him down very quickly with the Spectre. Next on the list is Boom Esports getting another one. The SMG value here, getting so close, getting so many kills, and this is their side to take.
Perfect timing on the nades as well. Saw the KJ was like, if I back away, I'm going to take damage. If I push forward, I'm just going to have to YOLO it and maybe hit a shot, which he did not. So that means that our last 2 players gonna have to take it slow. And again, look at just how much map control Boom has here. Berserk is holding on to Rubble. There's Juicy about to go for the swing. The flash to counter. It's already been spotted. There's really no
enemy remaining.
No peace of mind to just push into the side. Every angle covered.
And the first 2 rounds have proven Boom Esports very structured right now in terms of their play. They're looking to bring out some of the strengths of their new additions, but try and play a different way from when they had Blaze King, when they had someone else playing that Sentinel role from time to time. I'm very interested right now because Boom, they love to play that utility. They love to play the angles, but there were some very fast hits before from Famous and Berserks if he was there in the initiator role. Right now, it's so much control that Boom is utilizing against Trying Our Best.
Yeah, of course, those 2 rounds, not really any measure of the firepower yet for Trying Your Best. Now that they have the rifles, we'll see how that goes. We all know how it works.
You know, I always say this is where the game really begins. 3rd round, you have guns on both sides, and on the bonus here, Moria actually navigating right to the side. Styron! And in the sea of green, it will be the Omen. Getting a little bit of value there.
Corner?
Now then, 5v4. Corner, as you mentioned, Sand and Neff still fighting on back. Berserks, though, Guardian Gaming bringing the damage. And Boom Esports, they're trying to make their way towards B, but here on upper, it's still Neff in position. Moria, such a bother, though. He was able to just navigate through the Viper wall and smoke just to get the angle. Spam here from Neff also. But Boom Esports, they don't want to give up the element of surprise. They're waiting right now for the opportunity. Neff is still here, though, on upper. That's right, it's 2v1 technically. Juicy waiting for the flank to happen.
That's so smart for Moria, too. He's waiting for Juicy to actually start making noise on B before Moria pushes up. So that means... Oh, but it doesn't mean anything because Neff just hits the shot with the Guardian through the smoke. Absolutely mind-boggling, and he actually held out his knife. This is not looking too good for Juicy here. Maybe the rotation from the Viper all the way to the A side because, again, mid lane is open. Shiro's going to have that access onto that. And because he set up at the start of the round, way at the start of the round, his utility, this A site is Viper's domain. This is going to be hard for Juicy.
It's perfect right now here for Boom Esports. They have the 2 controllers. Juicy has to figure out where these guys are positioned. Using the audio cue towards the doorway. Might be able to isolate the fight here versus Moria. But he backs away now towards the site. Looks for the tap if ever that can be an opportunity. He's checking every single corner here, Asurai, while Boom Esports is just away from this site here, waiting to open that doorway if ever. One-way setup, Poison Cloud's there. Boombot now into play just to give him a bit of cover. But of course, Moria has the angle. He sets it up, and he knocks it down. 3-0, bonus one for Boom.
Absolutely deadly there. And here's another quick little tidbit. At the start of that round as well, you saw where the setup from Shiro was with the toxic everything. Because Styron pushed up into that, the omen of the other team, he had to take passive damage, which made Moria's push even more easy to get that pick. Just, you know.
I mean, he had more HP to work with, basically,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Wins the duel, opens up the site, and especially at timing versus Neff, if I remember correctly, since he had the angle towards the corner of upper and Juicy was tucked away instead, got a free pick, and that's what Boom Esports has been doing so far. Opportunity again and again around the map.
And Boom is just playing big brain right now. Set up from Shiro again on A just to make everybody look the other direction, but they got options here, man, and options are going to be plentiful as they have themselves great real estate for that C site.
Yeah, of course. And right now, they're planting their flag firmly on C. Spikes down, and they're going to go for post-plant on Rubble. This is already such a strong start for Boom Esports. Trying our best has not looked their best form so far, but maybe if Neff and Juicy can find a play from those halls, it might get a catch onto Famous if ever, but he's waiting now. Paranoia avoided by Famous. Still wanting to be that first contact. Here comes the stun. Gets the connection. Juicy wants to push it and actually gets rid of Shiro. So big pick here from Juicy. Sandanep on the board. Close quarters is where Trying Our Best is winning. But it's a 1v1 now. Low HP though for our Omen. Styron trying to find the angle, but Berserks was ready for it. Classic is all he needs. And Boom Esports gets a fort.
Great isolation there from Trying Your Best to at least deal with Famous first before anything else, but it all still went the way of Boom, especially with that 2-kill clutch from Berserks. Now, looking quickly into the ultimate department, Famous, Moria, Berserks nearing their big hitters here, and this is going to be very difficult for Trying Your Best, especially now that they've also committed the operator for Zan. One wrong step, and that's so much map control lost.
But you could say the same right now for Boom Esports. They slow peek San. They're pretty much dead to rights, and the jump peaks 1 and 2. I don't know if I'm watching. Dude, I don't know if I was watching Bananas in Pajamas or something, because they just hop around like that, coming down the stairs, moving up now towards that A site. And overall, Boom Esports, they now know, they have the intel rather for the operator. They're gonna look to find another place to call home.
And as Bananas in Pajamas. No, I have no reference. I actually forgot what that show's about.
It's a kid's show, man.
Yeah, but I forgot what it's about, you know? Not like the Big Bear and the Big Blue House. Or, Big Bear and the Big Blue House. Anyways,
that's
big push on the B side.
Yeah, sad stories there, but right now, Famous, even sadder, doesn't find anyone with Showstopper. Styron, though, in an angle here to fight, but the flash connects, and Moria takes advantage. Plant goes down. It's 5v4 for Boom, and I love how they prioritize this B side just to get rid of that operator value. 3 coming in from the waterfall side here. 1 on the flank if ever, and it's Moria on that first contact alongside Berserks. Juicy though, big pick. Neff on the board as well. The firepower is there from Trying Our Best, but right now the angle's better from Berserks. Juicy flies high. Shiro can't fight back, and it's now 2v1. Explosive here from Juicy, but will it be enough? Apparently not, as Famous has his number, and it's 5 in a row for Boom now.
There was an inherent risk there for Boom planting the spike on that safe position near the center of the B site, because again, you have to have bodies on the site itself. You cannot leave that site. You have to fight for it, and that's where Trying Your Best did what they could. Unfortunately, there was just so many angles and so many players still healthy at the end of it that Juicy, again, with the limited time that he had to force a 2 versus 1 as quickly as he could, but just couldn't find the picks.
Yeah, and Trying Our Best, you can see that they can shoot back if they have the sightlines, but more often than not, Boom Esports just in incredible positions, and such a good answer with the double control versus the double duelist. Moria though, he's DP'd, as you mentioned, over onto staircase with the From the Shadows, and timing everything yet again for Boom. Opportunity made with that first pick. They're trying to go for that A site, but the Rolling Thunder gonna be the answer. Neff making a play by himself, gets the pick onto the spike bearer. So that's gonna stall Boom Esports and their push. NC Slasher though with the answer back. It's 4v3 for now. And Styron and the rest of the crew trying to hold down A. Moria though! Oh, the timing on that smoke. Has to be Boom getting away from that site now.
Truly, as the dust settles, 3 versus 3, so many things happening there, and at the end of the day, it's just going to be a run straight on to the C site. KG Util, ooh, I think he was able to save the turret too, so that's going to be up and running for the next couple of seconds. Quick little use of the Seekers just to get that bit of information already. That's going to dictate where Boom is going to place themselves on the post. Time not really in the favor of trying your best, so they have to run quickly into the site to start moving for this retake.
And SC Slasher in such a forward position thanks to the intel that he gathered in the first place. Paranoia doesn't get the connection, but Styron with a swing and a hit. Big pick now to give a chance here to trying our best. But Berserk's other plan right now, alongside Famous, still playing towards Mount Juicy, taking chip damage along the way. And who dares peek? Famous will answer. There's the first, there's the second, and there's the third. 6 now for Boom. They are just on a roll here, Asurai.
And you could really see the disconnect from trying your best. No one cleared the Nano Swarm. They did get that pick on the player hiding on top C, but it still wasn't enough. They knew that they had to run in, find the last 2 players, but again, there was still enough post-plant shenanigans that Boom Esports had that could just buy them as much time as they can. And again, force trying your best to just say YOLO and, you know, look for the kills rather than just diffusing that spike.
Yeah, and isn't that the point we've been making so far? Yes, you have your bleed talent, so trying our best is still a different team. And perhaps without a bit of that leadership, it's a struggle here for trying our best to coordinate compared to what Boom's been doing so far. Styron, though, look for the impact. They line up for him, but the firepower's there for Boom instead. Big pick now from Berserks. Neff, though, with the utility to try and keep them at bay. TP out from Moria as Boom navigate away yet again where Shiro's waiting.
Man, you think that you get the 1-up against Boom at some point, but it hasn't happened at all, and it's been 6 rounds already. Big struggles right now from trying your best. You can see already Neff is just so afraid of what might be coming, and maybe even an extra lurk here for Boom. You just don't know what they're going to try to do, but Boom, they play the safer game. You know, just play as a full 5 already. They got the site, they got the numbers, and trying your best, realizing this, they're like, yeah, no, we saved it.
Yeah, this Viper setup has been working time and time again, Asurai. Whether it's Moria using it, whether it's Shiro using it, that one lurking controller player has given so many openings for Boom, not just on A side, but even across the map as Neff sees the guiding light. He's looking for an exit or two while the rest of the team saves. It's been such a struggle here for trying our best. Boom is just looking to be that well-coordinated machine that we expect from them.
Yeah, and you mentioned it as well, right? There's just so many options with the Shiro Viper wall on A that you can even it can even influence the C site just because it gravitates the rotation of the defenders. And since Lotus is that 3-site map, there's just so many places that 5 people can't really, you know, fortify unless they're really just absolutely cracked. But we have seen at every start of the round, they just get picked off.
No, you're right, because you said it yourself. 3-site map, it's pretty much par for the course that the defense will be spread out, and Boom Esports has taken advantage of every nook and cranny that they can put themselves in. Now they also have the lockdown to utilize. We'll see if there's any adjustment. Really, since Boom has been winning round after round, there has been no need for Shiro to change up his setup.
True. That's 7 rounds in a row that he's done the Great Wall of Shiro on the A site. We can call it that for at least right now.
Yeah. I like it.
Lockdown on B.
No, of course. I mean, we've been waiting for it. He needs that bit of that space to work with. Beautiful paint shells now, calling the attention of Boom Esports, who does navigate away from C.
2-1 mount,
but
though.
They should know this. The doorway opened for those paint shells. Sando, the operator, that's the big mystery. The Trailblazer, though, getting the extension paranoia into play. And NC Slasher, a single tap to the head is enough to dull those blades. Big pick here from Boom Esports yet again. They have the advantage, and of course, with their patience, they back away from it.
That's so frustrating too, though. Like, you already deal with the dog, then there's the flash, or rather the paranoia coming out from Moria. What are you supposed to do? And now, again, they still have some time figuring things out. They look like they wanted to go for the A site, but there's a call to just have the full 4 basically do a quick push onto B. The flashes are there, the setups and everything. There's no nade anymore from Juicy because he broke the Killjoy ultimate a while ago. But now they're going to have to go to the beat grinder.
Oh!
And Juicy hits 2!
He got
he
two
has to go
there.
down.
That's so big from Juicy, and now Berserk's with the answer is 2v2 you mentioned, but Shiro, the lurk right now. And Styron's just waiting for it here, Asurai. Shiro versus Styron, so close, but Styron, it's a safe plant, can't find the angle, knows it's there, though jumping from Berserks.
Both.
Gets the intel. They're stacking right now. Here comes a 2v2 again. Now the Swarm though into play. Shiro is in such a good angle, but Styron wins out the battle. 1v1 and Berserks goes insane with a 3K at the end. Holds the line down and keeps Boom's record perfect.
Wow. Okay, credit where credit is due. Trying your best. Juicy, crazy 2-hit headshot with the Guardian to stop them from going to the B site. Neff as well, dipping his hand in that just to make sure they can fend them off. That was a solid chance. Probably one of the best chances that we could have maybe seen from Trying Your Best to hit around. But Boom Esports, they're not going to get denied. Berserks is in form here. He is not losing any fight whatsoever, whether he's high HP or low.
He heard you call you out, you know? He heard you call him out a while ago, and well, here in the off-east season, this is the Berserks that we expected. Even back in Ascension, Retla though holding down the line, gets hit by the paranoia. Shiro trying to navigate through, but the swings from the two controllers, yet again, the pressure just mounting versus Trying Our Best, and they can't handle it. Spike goes down, it's 5v4. Shiro, though, might not see the omen right there, and Styron actually gets the kill. Moria, though, answers back 3v3 for the time being now, as Styron teleports on away. Regroup here from Berserk, but Famous, he has to hold down the line by his lonesome. The shorty enough with the extra bit of help from Moria on the other side, and Boom again. It's just perfection still.
Yeah, again, just they know they got the lead. They don't want to take away anything from that. They just keep pushing it, and Trying Your Best is just getting farther and farther back in terms of the rounds, obviously, as well as just the control that they have on the site. It's more of like they just plant themselves somewhere and see if the seeds will grow. But this land, it ain't fertile, man.
Yeah. It's kind of like Scorched Earth here from Boom. They've salted every single angle that they could utilize, and Trying Our Best hasn't found anywhere to bloom from. Intel also. Neff still re-peaks it. Yet again, the discipline from Trying Our Best is just not there compared to Boom. Showstopper flies high. Famous knows he's right there, and Styron just gets Goomba stopped basically. 2 down, and the seaside is for Boom to take.
Imagine you hear that Mario music in the background. You're just, yeah.
Don't worry, I'll double down with you, buddy.
All right, thank you.
But yeah, Boom Esports, they have had all the odds working in their favor, and as of right now, NC Slasher alongside Famous, they're prepared for this. The flash comes on now, gets the intel. Retla Moria with a covering fire, and Boom again and again. When there's one, there's a second, and now they have 10 because of it.
Man, it just feels like they thought that they had the one contact, and you're absolutely right. There's an extra person right behind them. You're looking at Moria always ahead of being behind his teammates, like physically. You know, if they get shot from the front, he's like, there's no refrag. No, surprise, Moria's here. He gets the refrag. It is so difficult for Trying Your Best here, and we are basically speedrunning the first match, the first map of our TH Closed Qualifier here. Shiro's got the setup right there. There's the nade. They see basically everything being thrown here by Trying Your Best, and you already know he's just going to abandon this. But here's another thing. He picked up the spike. If Zan or anyone else from this 4 push from Trying Your Best gets him, that's going to be the spike down. Maybe Moria can pick it up, though, if he does die.
Ooh, that was a chance there for Trying Our Best, but Boom now waiting towards the T side. Slash there. Oh, Juicy gets the first pick. Retla on the board as well. And Trying Our Best has had enough, but they still lose the fight anyway. Asurai, 3v1 after everything is said and done. The push will end their magical journey by the lobby.
Ouch. It's...
yeah.
I mean, that was the... I did say a couple of rounds ago that was another good round for Trying Your Best. This is also was supposedly a good round for Trying Your Best. They almost caught Shiro. They almost dropped the spike to maybe put Boom. But then just nothing's clicking, man. Nothing's working.
we've been saying it already, trying our best. They have the talent, they have the firepower, but unfortunately for them, the coordination of Boom Esports is just second to none. They haven't dropped a single round here on the attacking side, Asurai. This is looking to be a possible 13-0. No caster curse here if ever. They have so much money to work with on the last round even. And sure, the Guardians have gotten some kills for trying our best. Yes, we have seen some good plays from Neff, from Juicy, but it's just not enough versus the team effort from Boom.
Okay, there's a copium in here somewhere where Lotus is heavily attacker-sided, so maybe we could see at the flip of the round, trying your best get a couple here. But, I mean, to say that at the least is kind of ridiculous because it is looking to maybe be a 12-0. We'll see at the 11-1. Trying your best can get that value on the Guardians, as you were mentioning. But lots of forces actually being done here on B. No commitment as the smoke does at least save some vision, but never mind. Plant's going to be on C.
Planted.
I mean, a single point will do wonders for trying our best in terms of their confidence. But as of right now, Boom Esports, they find their way towards an objective. They have to deal with the lockdown, though, and this can be a good sign for trying our best. But Famous now with a painful slob, it actually gets the destruction of the lockdown. Here comes Juicy as well, but Shiro trying to get him on the way, but Juicy finds him and seeks him out. So 4v4, Moria though getting the advantage back. This waterfall position here from trying our best. So difficult to work with because Boom's ready in every single corner on the side. Beautiful wombat don't go from Juicy. Evens up the odds. Nano Swarm now pop to go for the stall. But Famous, here we go yet again. It's picturesque from him with that shot. He's hounding that final target. And here you go with an autograph even. It's 12-0 for Boom at the end of the half.
Man.
Sides. Match
Again,
point.
you think that there was a chance there from trying your best. They're starting to get all the frags necessary, and then just out of nowhere, again, a haymaker, a counter swing from Boom Esports, and we're looking at, again, a possible 13-0 on the first map here on Lotus.
It's looking very likely from how Boom has been playing. Luckily for trying our best, though, we still have Ascent, which was their map pick, up next. And we've seen for Boom in their history, even in the VCT circuit, this has been their best map. They haven't dropped a single game of Lotus all throughout the year, even with their former roster. And with what they've done with Shiro and Moria right now, it's just a different look of discipline from Boom Esports. Contact now, as trying our best is looking for it versus Berserks. The jump peaks are there for the intel. And trying our best, trying one last time to get around here.
Okay, quick little burst so Zan doesn't get caught by any of the utility, and Shiro left on an island quickly dispensed with by Nap, and Zan's not done. He's not even close to being finished, but now he is. Take a sleep, sweet prince, as your work is done. 4 versus 1. It's all going to be down to that lonely Omen.
Yeah, and Asurai, maybe you're right. Maybe Lotus is that attacking-sided map. We're trying our best and go for the rally. But Moria, still a threat with the classic. 1v3 for the time being. He just backs on away. Okay.
There's no time for him, though, so it's just going to
Yeah,
be
exactly.
Yeah. There's going to be a maybe looking for the frags. They don't know where he is. They're second-guessing.
Oh, good surprise, but not enough versus the quick reactions of Juicy. And trying our best have finally gotten around on the board. The attacking side, it favors their double duelists anyway, so this is their chance here, Asurai, to try and rack up a few rounds along the way.
Absolutely. Again, try to build that momentum if they can. Yeah, they could, as now, again, Juicy still one of those players that you can look for in terms of just absolute crackability. So
Crackability. That's
yeah,
that's a new one from you.
I know. I just actually just coined that right now. This is what happens when you don't cast for 2 months.
Where's my Asurai dictionary? He's had an addendum, 2023 off-season edition. But we go now into the battle, and with the anti-info here for trying our best, they have a good chance to just take down the members of Boom. San has a rifle in hand, low HP though for him. The flash comes on in from NC Slasher well, and Styron answers back with a smoke of his own. So trading some guns because of the low HP state. Juicy though has a boom bot and has an
Oh no!
with an idea. Oh, it's gonna go for NC Slasher right now.
They don't know
So
Shiro's
they
there.
still know. Patience. Perfect from Shiro! And he gets 3 before he falls because of the reload. It's 2v2 now, and Boom Esports are trying to steal this round away from trying our best.
Player standing.
There he is. Confirmation of the last 2 players. That's going to merit the rotation quickly here from Berserks. And his decision is to actually go all the way for the flag. I do like this because if he does get into Mound, he could get himself a weapon or two there, especially maybe the Sheriff. And you can see Neff is so aware of this that he's just, looking at both angles. Also wants to make sure that Juicy's well taken care of because he's just one tap away from falling down. And, yep, there it is. The pickup on the Vandal. This is very doable right now for Berserks if he hits the shot, but denies.
Big chance there for Berserks, but you mentioned it with Neff keeping watch of that position, making sure that when a gun is picked up, someone's watching it, trying their best, gets a second. It was costly for them though. Boom Esports, I'm not too sure if they went for the force buy there. I think it was just whatever they could scrounge along the way. They still have enough money, half armor, rifles to boot. They only single round here, Asurai, and they're willing to take that risk just to end this map.
Yeah, and I mean, is it truly a risk when you have like 10 rounds to buffer it? So
yeah. I mean, the pressure's on trying our best, and they have to be able to stand tall against Boom. Paranoid gets connection. Sad still with the push, and Famous will punish it authoritatively. Moria, though, here by Rumble, and trying our best will crumble down to the pressure yet again. The wall is up, and trying our best are just left to pick up the pieces of who's left behind. 2 versus 5. And how can the attacking side even make their side take work? Famous is here, ready by the doorway again. Styron, Juicy, this is a struggle for them. The swing though, Styron gets at least one to work with, but the job isn't done yet here for trying our best.
Yeah, gotta give it to Styron. He's been getting a lot of these really good kills out of nowhere, the 1v1s. He's just clearing angles very cleanly here for trying your best. Still, the team though, numbers disadvantage. They have to start to get a pick first rather than getting the side itself. They know this, so they try to get a little bit cheeky. But positioning from Boom is so aware of that. Moria in a position. He hears both the footsteps. Now coming back into the site itself. It's turned into a 3-2. So good for trying your best to at least drop down the numbers of their opponent. But here comes the hard part. The retake of the Boom Esport players.
I love that call though for trying our best. Get that pick. Make sure it's still doable and go back to the A site that they've cleared out already. Boom though coming in from the top side. Juicy needs to find a sip of strength here, and he does so versus Moria. Anything else perhaps? 2v2. Boombot's there, Berserk though, finding Styron along the way, and Boom Esports, the high ground, the best ground, and it has been their best map proven. 13-2 to end the first map of this series, the first map of the Clash of Nations SEA qualifier, in convincing fashion from our Indonesian hopefuls.
Very convincing. No 13-0, but 13-2, still a pretty dang good scoreline to say at the least. That was massive from Boom here. We saw just how well this team can really go for once they have time to just take a breather, figure out what was going wrong in the plays that they had in the past, and now it looks so refined, at least here on Lotus.
Yeah, their mid-rounding, especially in that first half, was just second to none. They would always know where to find opportunity, always find a way to play off the smokes from Moria and Shiro, and then especially that Viper setup was the biggest bane of trying our best's existence. They went for the full send in the last few rounds there, Asurai. It still was enough versus Boom Esports, and there's so much confidence right now for Boom. After a commanding game like that, they're in position to take the rest of the series.
Absolutely. Again, it is only a best of 3, guys, so they are 1 point away from getting deeper into this closed qualifier of ours. But that being said as well, there were some really, I would say, promising rounds from trying your best. Again, they had some nifty little things that they were trying to do. They had some good picks. It just didn't really form on Lotus. Of course, looking realistic at how Boom played that so well. But maybe that second map is going to be a choice cut for them. We'll have to see. Again, it is going to be Ascent as we have seen, and always a good map for other teams to try to get that comeback if ever. In any case, guys, we are going on a break. When we come back, it's game number 2, so do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
They'll run down side, they get the team wipe yet again, and they'll call it GG. It's called.
Is this a game to you? It isn't to them. Or them, or them. This is global. This is packed arenas, home to the world's most passionate fans. This isn't only in person or only in English. This is digital. Millions of people tuned into over 30 languages. This isn't just for the boys or just for PC gamers. This is GG for all, and the era for everyone. This isn't overnight. This is a legacy of 20 plus years pushing esports forward. This isn't niche anymore. This is 80 events, 350,000 attendees, 582 million live stream hours in 2022. This isn't meme display pics and faceless teammates. This is cheering together and putting a face to the name. This isn't minor league. This is the company trusted by the biggest brands and publishers. This is expressing yourself. This is the heart and home of esports. This is where everybody can be somebody. This is where fans become community. This is passion. This is for you. This is so much more. This is ESL.
Second's just the first to lose. Working in the gym, taking shots, I'm trying to perfect my moves. Early bird gets the worm, I don't got time to snooze. I'm not in the frat, but every year I still pay my dues. Do it for mama dudes. Wanna get a house with a pool and an amazing view, so she could watch her son do what he wanna do. Cause lately I've been ballin' like an alley-oop.
We ain't in the same league, not even the same game. Going all in, I'm just trying to maintain. I don't want me to win, I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face. We ain't in the same league, not even the same game. Going all in, I'm just trying to maintain. I don't want me to win, I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at ESL Clash of Nations Closed Qualifiers. I will just have to say this, man. Here comes the boom. Big boom up against Trying Your Best in that first map of Lotus. And being that it is a best of 3, you are looking right now for Ascent for maybe Trying Your Best to turn things around.
Yeah, it's been an explosive start there from Boom Esports, especially on that attacking side, man. 12-0 in that first half. Unparalleled all throughout the server. Big plays, especially from the 2 controllers. Berserk's also showing up in very clutch moments. And it really just goes to show, Boom Esports, they're looking back and better than ever. And on the other hand, for Trying Our Best, you can see the talents there, but this isn't Bleed Esports. This is just team with talent from that roster in the first place in different generations, and without perhaps a bit of that synergy, it's not working out for Trying Our Best, as you can see with the scoreline.
Yeah, true. We are seeing a lot more plays where they just do one-off things, and it hasn't gotten the best results at all. And as you mentioned, the kills just not looking too hot at this point. Okay, so for Trying Your Best, it's 80k, guys. It says death and kills, just so that you don't get a little bit confused there. 9 kills right now for Neth. The highest one has got to be Juicy. Juicy has been hitting some shots here, but again, as I mentioned, those are more one-off things, not really leading up to any significant round wins for Trying Your Best.
Yeah, he would get some incredible 1-kill, 2-kill situations. It's not enough, and it felt like for Trying Our Best in that last game, Asurai, that there were certain players, especially, that were trying to force the issue. Big moments there from San in the pistol round, but other times that he'd still get hit by the paranoia, he's still gonna push. He still wants to go for it. Same thing for Styron in some of the off angles that he would take. So now that we're going to their map pick, which is Ascent, I am expecting a lot more coordination from Trying Our Best and a lot more discipline. This is such a solved map, Asurai. So many people know how to play Ascent, and looking at Boom Esports, they just pretty much go with the meta anyway, given their history.
Yeah, true. Again, they're the team that just doesn't change the status quo on Ascent, right? I don't know. It's always my gripe that we only see these 5 agents for the most part on Ascent. Your Jet, your KO, AJ, you know, basically the whole business. We might see Trying Your Best try to do something with the Harbor or something. I do want to see that. I think we saw that with Bleed a couple of months ago on Ascent. I actually have to double check. I don't want to just spit out bad information. Give me a moment.
Yeah, okay, go ahead. But I'm gonna talk about Boom
I'm capping. They did not do that. It was another team.
Okay. Don't worry, Asurai. I didn't hear it, so I'm just gonna move on about Boom. And we've seen from Boom Esports, especially in this map pool, that they're starting on their stronger side for the first 2 maps that they started on the attacking side, which has been more successful for them on Lotus. Now we've seen them on defense be so stalwart in how they hold down the sites. But I feel like the exploitation here for Trying Her Best coming into this matchup is when we move over to Boom, moving to the attacking side, it has been struggles all throughout. So will we see the adjustments on the roster, the additions from those Bigatron boys now into Boom Esports? Will it be enough to alleviate the woes that Boom Esports has once we get into that second half?
We'll have to see. How big is the differential here, you know, that they have the 2 Bigatron players, right? Because at a certain point, Bigatron was the strongest team, right, in the tournaments that they were joining, I think, in late or mid part of this year, I think.
Stage 1, dude.
Stage 1.
And especially that Bigatron and Made in Thailand were kind of 2 big surprises that didn't make the Ascension. Because if you go back to the history, Boom was struggling in Stage 1. Made in Thailand on the Thailand side was just such a dominating team. And everyone was expecting those 2 teams to actually face off against Ascension. But we didn't get them. We got Sersha, we got Boom Esports. And now with Boom just getting some of the best players from such a strong starting roster this year, then maybe, just maybe, it can be even better. Yes, you still miss the I'd say the presence of Blaze King and of course Severin, who has retired from Valorant play, I believe. But right now, from what we saw so far in that first map, it has tried, tested, and it worked. And speaking of, here you go again, Asurai. KO Sova, the way Boom loves to play.
The way everybody loves to play on Ascent. Again, I know it's it's the best of anything that you can want on Ascent map. There's a lot of replayability with this one. You have so many options. The approach is going to be so varied every single round, even with the agents, because of just how flexible each and every single pick this are. That being said, though, on the other side, for Trying Your Best, they still go for the double duelist. They will put Juicy now on his Jet and Zan will be on the arena. A lot of dueling potential here on their attacking side, but like you mentioned, Daks, it is going to be Boom starting on the defense, which is their preferred side here on Ascent.
Yeah, it's not surprising. Trying Our Best is a squad that will run double duelists as much as possible. I wonder if they're going to be running things like the Gecko in the future, something like the KO that already Boom Esports has. But between San and Juicy,
or
if
the
they get heated on up, then they're good to go, right? They're good to go. And what did you just say to me?
Or the new agent that's
the new
out.
agent who
Yeah.
ISO? That's probably one for the LAN, man. That's one for the LAN.
Yeah. It's going to be a while.
Dude, I know you're just trying to make me say we'll see Deadlock. And we won't see Deadlock. No way. No way. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I know. Unless she gets like a significant buff, it's not gonna happen. But it's so fun to see the yoinks. The annihilation is just so satisfying. It's like if you get hit by it, it's a skill issue because you didn't dodge it.
and while Asurai is trying to force this tournament to have Deadlock in the rosters, we did see though again for Boom Esports, between the double initiator, they're gonna be gathering a lot of intel with it. I do wonder though how we'll see NC Slasher slot in, especially on that KO role right now for Boom, because those new additions, it's something we've been talking about, touting so far for Boom. It worked on the first map, but coming into the second, will this be Trying Our Best territory?
Now that we have begun things, ooh, if it's gonna be a straight shot onto the A side, I actually like this. This is a great bet because no KJ utility to be had. That one-way smoke immediately forces them to go the opposite direction, but it's going to be a short push. Well, you can already see right now the hesitance of NC Slasher just back away first, and it's a bit of a split here, and this could get bloody very soon.
But Boom has marked their targets, and here we go already. NC Slasher, Moria on the board to fight back. Neff, though, gets the answer, but the damage has been done towards Trying Our Best. Boom with the advantage, and the rotation coming in from both Shiro as well as Famous. Big shot from Famous. Everything's left to Neff now in a 1v3. And as he tosses out the smoke, he'll back away for the time being. Boom, though, they kept tabs of the angles that their opponents would come from, and it was quick work from them.
Their timings are so good as well. They just basically went for the contact before, like right the second before Trying Your Best actually tried to do anything. That is just so annoying to try to deal with if you're on the attacking side, which again, Trying Your Best is. Now Neff, 30 seconds. He's got a chance to just rotate, but because the KJ is still alive,
30 seconds left.
So much of the position where he can push through is, you know, still well defended by the alarm bot and turret. So going through B main is going to be the good option. And the timing is so good with the activation of the Nanosword. That just buys a little bit more time.
It's crazy from Boom that they're so
he opened the door.
so much experts along the way, and you said it.
left.
Opening the door right now. I wonder what's the
Spike
play
planted.
here for Trying Our Best. As another avenue for Boom perhaps to work with. The smoke still in the way towards the CT side. The shock dart even just to make sure no one's hiding there. A second smoke even just trying to cover the cross, especially towards the staircase. Neff though over here at Speedway waiting for someone to come. Another shock dart flies from Boom Esports, but the paranoia is at the ready. Looks for the isolation, but Shiro, he was ready all the way at the end, and Boom, they'll take the pistol yet again.
Man, Shiro not flinching at all to the darkness encroaching right in front of him. This man fears not the death, but rather the loss of the round. So he's just like, no, I'm not going to fear you. And just cleans it up.
Yeah, dude. It's when someone says scared, and he's like, nah, I'm good.
And this is the perfect time, too, because, like, literally tomorrow is Halloween.
Ah, spooky. You want to be in costume tomorrow?
I don't have costumes right now.
Oh, no, dude.
I gave away all of my costumes because there was not enough of them.
Asurai, please, be in costume. I'll be in one. I'll be in one if you are.
What costume do you have?
I have a bunch, dude. I did the bananas pajamas the other day.
Maybe I'll borrow from you and just have it, like, move. Anyways, speaking of movement, there's a lot of movement on the A side. There you go.
Yeah, it's anti-eco. We have time to talk about other things. But at the same time, fine. Talk about Valorant, Trying Our Best. They are going to all come from A main. Sand getting ready here with the Leer. Here comes also the turret and the smoke. And this does give Trying Our Best some space to work with. But so Moria, the TP, is so smart. And as you mentioned, cheeky angle to work with. 2 down already. And Boom again, just putting a wall in front of Trying Our Best, daring them to cross.
Man, okay. Double smoke so that he can just get maybe an angle, push himself slower into the site. but yeah, when bullets are peppered everywhere, that ain't gonna help you.
Yeah.
So Shiro's gonna make a bit of noise here. I wonder if he has, or not Shiro, excuse me, but the Sova for trying your best. Maybe he's gonna throw a dart there on B, try to get the attention. Styron here, yeah, because he has a dart right now. Maybe gravitates a little bit of the attention, but
30
even
seconds left.
so, 5 versus 2, probably not.
Boom just keeping their stations. And just to correct myself, it's not an anti-ego. This is a force buy here from trying our best. So this is so perfect for Boom. They shut down the initial push. They get rid of the spike
Down A.
and Retla along the way. And now, what can Styron really do? He's trying to come in with a Sheriff in hand, Bulldogs on the other side, and the burst fire from Moria is already in such a good angle to work with. 3 for him, a flawless hold, and trying our best. Have no money to work with now.
I can't remember if I've ever casted. I think I've casted Moria maybe a few times in the past, but this is the first time that his plays are really sticking it to my my memory banks. I'm not a robot, but you know, just wanted to use that terminology. Anyways, beep boop. But gotta say, these past 2 maps, man, his Omen has just been so smooth. The repositioning, the timings, the assistance for his teammate, and of course, just to add to that, the fragging capabilities of this man. Again, it is up against trying your best, which is struggling with how their coordinated attacks can go, but still works in the end. And Juicy, there you go. 2 shots with the Sheriff, and that opens up an opportunity here for trying your best.
It's just beautiful work from Juicy to give a chance here to trying our best. Dashing on in right now. Big momentum for him. And Nef also getting on the board. But NC Slasher, different plans right now onto the side here by Boathouse. Waiting for anyone to come his way. Flash comes on in. 2 for NC Slasher so far. Holding down the line by his lonesome. This is his hill to die on. But he's surviving. He's thriving. And he gets 3 before he's felled. It's 2v1 now. Everything's left to Berserks. But Nef, a different plan. The doorway's open. He wants to go for the push, but Berserks is a better shot there. It's 1v1 now. Incredible clutch moments from both teams, but it has to go down to the isolated fight. Berserk still going for the tap. Styron on the inside. Gets the reload going. Styron wants to let loose a dart. Get that intel turret into play as well. The Scando gets the connection. Berserks, this is dangerous for him. Trying our best. Different angle onto the side. The swing comes and Berserks brings it. Another win for Boom! When the going gets tough, they get even tougher!
Clutch.
Wait, did Berserks actually knew that his turret doesn't spot that left side of the B site, and he just scanned Styron there?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And I want to point this out here, Asurai. I think we can firmly establish this. Berserks is going to be that sentinel player for Boom Esports.
Oh, yeah.
He used to play, I believe, that KO back in the previous iteration of Boom. And right now, he's showing so much mastery of his role, so much value with the utility, the intel that you mentioned, and Boom again, just getting better and better from what we've seen all throughout the year.
Yeah. Oh, that's Korean flash and dash. No flash and dash here, but all the wall bangs with the Odin. And look at the damage. Without a Sky, without a healer, you do get that value, guys. And yes, in Ascent, every wall is bangable.
That's right. It's not the Korean flash and dash. It's the Indonesian Odin spam. Right?
Yeah, no. You're absolutely right. I stand correct. But yes.
It's hard also because Famous has the operator here. And Boom's just ready for this push again. And you mentioned it. Try your best. Low HP on 2 targets. Famous. This can be easy pickings if he doesn't miss that first shot.
Okay, there it is. Bit of utility. Throws out both the mollies just to delay the offense. 50 seconds for trying your best here. They can go for that rotation, but they've also bought out the big hitting, stopping skills, abilities here of Boom. That smoke's about to dissipate, and Famous. Ooh, timing. I think he's just looking at an angle here, waiting for Juicy. Does Juicy have a dash? If he doesn't, this is going to be difficult for him to push up into Famous, who's just so locked in with that operator.
keeping tabs, especially on the cross. Sad, Juicy. Okay, but Shiro, the Odin, gets value. Here comes a shot paranoia into play as well, and Berserks is the one who collects the kills instead from the Speedway. Just a red light brought out here by Boom Esports, trying our best, cannot cross whatsoever, and instead, they have become casualties along the way. 4-0 now, Boom, repeating success from the first map.
And that was... Again, you could understand what was going into the thought process there of trying your best. Let's just re-hit the site. They've already used the things that make it difficult for us to enter, but still the firepower, the crossfires were set up for Boom Esports here. Again, no stone left unturned, no opportunity missed here from Boom on that defense, and the struggle continues for trying your best here. Now that we're hitting 4 rounds in Daks, look at the KDAs here of the players. Retla, Zan, 0 and 4 on the kills. These players, this team, definitely struggling.
Yeah, it's just been ice cold here from trying our best, but maybe the Hunter's Fury. Juicy though, reckless abandon. Berserks catching out to Shiro, avoiding even the Hunter's Fury, and Berserks, he's good for 4. Hungry for the ace, maybe he can get it here. The scan connects also, and he wants it. Asurai. Berserks, he's hounding Styron here. Ready now, get the intel perhaps, and Berserks! Oh, he couldn't get it! Denied, yes, no highlight for him, but the round still goes Boom's way.
Like I mentioned, Styron, he's just there to kind of spoil the fun of Boom. He's gotten some good rounds, and he got just a kill on Famous. I think he was also very aware that Boom was trying to do that, obviously, from what we could saw, right? He was just like, you know what, I'm going to mark for Berserks here. I'm not going to let him get any, or that ace.
Yeah, because he stopped shooting the first 2 guys.
Exactly.
If you realize it could have been 2 kills for him, and instead he he removed the ace from the equation. In the end, though, you said it, Asurai. It doesn't matter right now because Boom, they have so much money to work with. They have all the momentum, and trying our best have not found the best way to get in these sites.
Cover going out.
A trial on short once again isn't really a bad opportunity here. Moria spots it out. Zan's getting closer and closer, but he's got to back away. Everything's being thrown all in his direction. He's got to be careful. So that is good. Flash, fragment, as well as the paranoia gives them, again, lesser utilities to deal with and to worry about.
Yeah,
boom,
decent utility
Juicy.
burn. And even more so courtesy of Juicy. He just hits those nutty shots. And that's at least one thing Try Our Best can utilize along the way. Here comes now from the shadows to get a bit of intel. Juicy though, scoped in, looking to find a pick with the operator. He's picked up from his opponents. And boom, they're sticking around in cover, but still 2 on site here. Asurai, the split now looking to come on in, but the suppress is there to get value. MC Slasher with pop flash as well, and as Shiro tries to go for the covering fire, Moria's the one onto the site. Shiro also on the board, but the damage has been done. Trying your best with the advantage. The timing though, could have been better for Juicy, but he's tucked away in cover. And as you always say, every wall is bangable. There's no escape for Juicy whatsoever.
Styron. Oh, spotted by Shiro. Now they know it's 2 versus 1 on the A side. They're going to isolate. They're going to try to compress and just try to pinch as quickly as they can before Styron can get and help out Retla. Retla's got to hold on. Nanoswarm to give him a little bit of space. This is going to be very, very difficult. Out of nowhere, Rico Dart comes into swing, and that is a great, great round for Trying Your Best.
Finally, another point for them to work within the series. And at the same time, Styron, he got away with his life on the cross. He made the long flank happen, and especially the 2 picks there towards the Jenny. Because of the stall that we saw from Boom, you said it a while ago, they wanted to go for the 2v1, but since Trying Our Best kept a little bit more patient, a little bit more reserved, they got the angle that they needed to win a round with.
Absolutely. Very crucial, very needed. But of course, Boom, their pockets be deep. They got some rounds to give away, and they got money to keep buying for days. Trying Your Best, they got themselves this default where they pressure for A, and then if it doesn't work, they just switch somewhere on short. But now it doesn't matter, they're just going to push, especially with the lockdown at their heels helping them out.
And as of right now, 2 by 3. Boom Esports. Moria, okay, again, a matter of timing here by the doorway.
my God.
Sando giving chase, and Moria just hopping away like a bunny, surviving for the time being. Breaks the glass, though, and here might be a chance for trying our best. The fragment, though, bouncing on the walls gives at least a bit of space to work with. Juicy on the board. Retla here, also heating on up and trying our best. Looking better on the aim, better on the game. 4 now down. Naf. Oh, okay, there you go. A flawless win for trying our best. They look like they're back in the series here.
For a second, I thought I was just trying to do some aim labs or something. You know, the spider challenge, was it? Up, down, left, right.
Spider shot, whatever it's
Spider
called.
shot. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't use that. Range only for me. Anyways, you're absolutely right. You mentioned it as well, right? Juicy, just able to create that support. He's looking, at least these past 2 rounds, a whole lot more confident with how he pushes up. And maybe there's call somewhere here. I'm not sure who's the IGL for trying your best, but the call is right now to just go very quickly and try to get as much value from that initial shock and awe at the very start for to clear out these rounds. And it is actually working. Look at where Boom is trying to at least alleviate the pressure elsewhere on the map, and they're getting caught. Right now, that spike is going to get planted. Even though KJ lockdown, it really doesn't matter at all. Moria, or rather, Zan, playing inside the site, trying to get a kill. That's actually going to backfire on him. No one's looking in his direction. Where is he? There he is. Zan's down.
There you have it. Boom already making their way towards the side. Famous already halfway on the defuse and trying our best. They're strong with the contact, but in terms of utility, it's Boom with the victory. Big picks along the way, trying her best, getting a few exits, especially Juicy. And in the end, it's 6-2 right now, I believe, and Boom Esports still with a round to recover with.
Okay, that was just I think that was just hubris from trying your best, no? Because they literally stayed in the site hoping to get like these exit kills. I get Zan because he's the Reyna. If he gets a dismiss, he's not gonna get tagged by the lockdown. But Juicy was also hit by the lockdown, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why he was just getting just clobbered by the nano swarm.
Hasn't that been the problem of trying our best though? Just so overeager to force that contact, and we see them, they're able to win out duels most of the time, but in those situations, Boom, better position, a better shot from Famous, and already the smokes are gone here for trying our best.
Not good at all. They're gonna have to go at this with so many angles that they have to worry with. And again, Zan isn't on a position where he's been successful enough to beat out any of the players from Boom just yet. Famous in the corner here. They can hit the shot, which he does, especially with that glorious stuff from him. Doesn't heal, actually just relocates. Could be an opportunity for something, and with Styron getting another one, absolutely.
Yeah, trying our best is cooking now. Hot hands, especially from the 2 duelists. They make their way towards the site, and this is the confidence that San has been looking for all throughout this series. Shiro, though, timing impeccable. Retla caught out in the middle, goes for the dart as well. And I believe that's going to be able to mark anyone on site, so they have to break it. Immediately, intel given to Boom. There's still members here for Try Your Best. Less trying to play close. Berserks, though, better yet again. It's 2v2 now, as Styron will get caught with his head peeking, and Berserks with another one. It's up to Juicy to make magic happen yet again. He's been hitting incredible shots, and Dash is there, though. Burning time, but Berserks is unbeatable, man! 3 for him, and Boom! They make it 7.
That one step from Juicy where he dashed away immediately told you that Boom's got this in the bank. Unless Berserks loses that fight, which he usually doesn't. As you can see right now, he's 12-4-2. That was already a retake. Down in the books. Absolutely strong stuff from Berserks. They were outnumbered, and he somehow got all of these kills bit by bit, marched himself onto A, and said, Shiro, I will carry you on my back, my 6'4" friend.
How do you know his height?
It's not, dude. It's the KDA 6'4", not the height. Is that how tall Shiro is?
I don't know, dude.
Let's open VLR.
VLR's not gonna tell you how tall a player is, man. They're usually sitting down. While Asurai's trying to figure out the height disparity here of these 2 teams, we do get Trying Our Best making their way towards B, navigating through the nanoswarms as well. Moria here towards the boxes. Sando ready yet again. He wants to find that pick as per usual. Laying the smoke, but timing better from Moria. Hunter's Fury though the answer, and Moria actually tried to get away, but Styron is able to navigate that kill. Advantage still though here for Boom. It's 4v3. Berserks with the jiggle still, respecting Juicy and his angle, but now the Hunter's Fury is let loose by Boom. Berserks again though, with a clear and the kill. Another one perhaps, and Berserks, he is just getting them all again and again and again. There's no beating this guy, there's no beating Boom, and now it's an 8-2 standing.
Okay, I was kind of wondering who's going to start defusing that spike. But it's Berserks, it's fine.
Yeah.
But, man, he is fearless. He just does not miss any of these fights. Literally, anyone that walks up to him, stands tall, gets immediately dwarfed by how just aggressive and, well, accurate Berserks truly has been. There were some really good positions here just to, again, get some catch-offs from trying your best, but it just didn't work against Berserks.
I mean, this was the Berserks that we saw starting on Boom Esports, especially back in that duelist role. He had to step down a little when Famous came on in. He moved over to initiate the role, but here on Sentinel, well, from this first series alone, it's looking beautiful, but Juicy, of course, always a threat to deal with. Big pick here for trying our best to begin this round. Neff also trying to play towards the cubby. They might be able to catch out Moria or NC Slasher. Here comes Neff with another one, but Moria gets two for himself. Paranoia is the play to go for the disengage. Also, Shiro waiting for someone to cross towards main, and Boom Esports setting checkpoint after checkpoint. There's no crossing versus Moria, and here we go. Juicy's the one who's able to get the hop over, but Berserks again, unbeatable and unrelenting. 9-2, Boom again.
Last round before the switch.
There's like this hierarchy right now in this series of who you can beat and who you can't beat. So at the very top, there's Berserks. Right below him is Juicy. Right below that is Moria, I feel.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's like rock, paper, scissors, counter upon counter. If you get this clash specifically, it's this person who wins, and Boom Esports. People have been saying that, okay, you might not see Boom with an IGL properly. It's been making some waves on Twitter, but right now, the calls, the contact, it's been working so well, and I'm really impressed by Boom and what they've been bringing so far. Invited for a reason. Famous, though. Can't hit the shot, has to back away.
Neff, the double-shotted step for either short contact or mid-elevation contact. I like the idea.
I have the spike.
They don't get any picks, but they do get some massive control on mid, which does work in their favor. But look at how far Shiro's pushed up here, all the way on B. Immediately spotted by the alarm bot. If they press right now, they might be able to catch Shiro on B main, and he's trapped. They already know about this, setting up the utility. But because they're a little bit slow on the uptake, he somehow manages to get himself a kill, as well as that market control, and even shuts the door at any opportunity to open up the B site.
Yeah, buy one, take one towards the market, and Shiro loving that deal. Juicy, though, dashing forward. Lockdown gonna be the answer from Berserks, and the pressure's on here for trying our best. Do they force the issue? Dealing with the utility, going for the Odin spam, but Berserks, again, so precise on the shot. Dangerous right now for our Omen. Famous, just clobbering him with the knives, and it's all left to Juicy now in a 1v3. Here we go yet again. Time running out from the shadows is cancelled, but Berserks, he is ready, he's willing, and he will lose the aim duel this time. Big chance made by Juicy in 1v2.
Slasher. The smoke actually doesn't work in his favor here, and Juicy still has... Oh, he's making so much noise. They're going to double up. Paranoia doesn't hit him. Now Flash will. So close, and Juicy whips the shot on Moria. Now the hierarchy changes.
Boom Esports just on top of things, Asurai. 10-2. Commanding first half yet again. And this is what we've been saying throughout the series. Boom, they starting on the sides that they prefer, and they make wonders happen with it. 12-0 last time, 10-2 now. Only a few rounds to go to sweep the series. It has to be trying our best, taking this pistol away yet again, like that first map, to give them a chance.
Can it, though? Especially with the double duelist on the opposite side of the spectrum here for the kills. Juicy at 12, Zan at 2. He really has to step up right now on that Reyna. Again, we all know it's been out for years. Reyna needs to hit having those 2 kills with 12 rounds in. It's not a good margin for him to play around at all.
Yeah, it's a struggle here, trying our best. If you're going to run double duelists, you need both of them to honestly pop off and get that value. It's been Juicy said, making all that space, making chances happen here for trying our best. Still a chance though. They have a few rounds to work with. And NC Slasher now. The flash comes on in, but he doesn't overcommit. They're waiting for the flank from Famous. The smoke is there too. And inside the smoke, it's Famous who wins it with the frenzy. 2-for-1 trade. Another one for NC Slasher. And A site is theirs for the taking. But we're not done here. Asurai Famous. He wants to catch the cross if ever. Styron as well as Nefter on top already. And this is so dangerous. Bow and arrow out. This is why you don't bring the hamstrings to a gunfight. And Retla rather is the only one standing here for trying her best.
And Famous just exits. He's like, I don't have to deal with this. I already got so much value already. 10 HP. I'm going to even add more value. Just waste that time. And that spike's ticking. Redla's going to have to break the door. They all break the door. Come. Yes. Push. Play. They saw where the Killjoy turret was already activated. Redla, if he gets a 4K, that's the best that he can get in this round. But not even that.
They're like, look at the spike. Look to the left. Break the door. Okay, we call it a day and get the pistol. So 3 out of 4 pistol rounds. 1 here by Boom Esports. And again, just what we saw like in that Lotus map. The way that they're able to maximize the movement around the map, giving them opportunity. We're trying our best. It's still trying to set up.
Absolutely right on that one. Boom. They got everything. They have gadgets and gizmos aplenty. Got who sits in what? All right. Sorry. There's going to be an A push. We see it already right now.
Yeah, of course. And they have the guns to work with. Anti-eco, I believe, here from Boom. They go for the teleport.
Oh, he TPs. Oh, wait,
yeah,
no,
it's so aggressive right now. It's Moria in position. NC Slasher also the fragment, just whittling down Sand to an absolute minimum. And from this point on, this is another round for Boom to take. What else can trying our best do in this series? They've just been outclassed in that coordination, and Boom, for a team that may lack those shot callings, it really feels like they're calling all the shots here, Asurai, in this series. Styron fighting back with a 1, but that's all he's gotten so far. And with the Sheriff in hand, Famous. Here we go again. Paparazzi called. They wanted that kill back. Famous with that final blow. And this is series point for Boom.
Well, in that first map, we had no... we didn't get the chance to get the 13-0. But if this series ends, we do have a chance to get a 13-2 back-to-back. Because the first map on Lotus was 13-2 with Boom winning that. So they're basically doing a copy-paste of the score for the map.
Yeah, it makes all our lives easier if that's the case, but life hasn't been easy here for trying our best. One last chance, and they have the rifles to work with. Bonus time here for Boom. They keep the Bulldogs that they had from that last round. And here we go yet again. Famous with the entry. Moria in position. 1-for-1 for the time being. Sand getting into cover, but in the end, it is a 2v2 battlefield. Styron getting value before his demise. It's Juicy on top of the rafters right now, and Neff, he goes for the paranoia. Juicy wants to swing off that slowly. And Berserks might not see this coming, but he's in cover so far here. Alarm bot in position even. And Juicy, he's primed to dash, but the swing from Berserks is brilliant yet again. 2v1 now. And Neff's the only one standing to try and keep this series alive. What else can he do? The Nano Swarm in the way. And Berserks, he's ready with his own teammate, Moria. These two have been the dynamic duo to bring their A-game here for Boom Esports. As the smoke dissipates, it will be the trade to end it on a high note. 13-2, as you said, Asurai. A repeat of the first map, and a brilliant effort from Boom.
Just wanted to say Berserks at the peak of his performance in this series. No one is able to stop this man, and it really does goes to show. And that series just ended in the blink of an eye, 13-2. My goodness, back-to-back on Lotus and Ascent just goes to show how much preparation or how much time R&R, research and development, rest and relaxation, Boom has gotten over the months, and you do see the value of that show itself here in our first series.
Dude, the last time Boom Esports played, it was a loss against Bleed Esports. And now that they're back in the off-season, they face off against members of that old Bleed Esports core, and they just dominate. It just goes to show Boom is ready to go yet again. They brought in the Boom, they brought in the Bang, and as of right now, they're moving on to our next round in the upper bracket. What a show of force from them.
What a show of force indeed. So looking quickly into it, they're already at the upper semis, and they're waiting for whoever wins between Fancy United Esports and Dominatus. Dominatus? Dominatus. Wow.
I don't know. I'm being fancy with it. It's like Domi, Navi, that kind of thing. And it's interesting, right? Because Dominatus, even though this is a completely new roster for them, this was still the team that gave them trouble back in Indonesia Split 2. So familiar names, not so much familiar faces if that happens with Fancy United. Also a powerhouse team on Vietnam. I'm just understanding though here, Asurai, the fact that we have 4 invited teams in Boom, Fancy, Naos, and Oasis. There's a reason why they're already straight up into our closed qualifiers. And from what we saw from Boom, and this performance from Berserks, this performance from Moria, it just goes to show why they're here in the first place.
Truly. Again, invited teams can sometimes disappoint, but that is not the case right now with Boom. We've been talking so much about Berserks, but I also want to throw into the mix Famous, who has been very constant. Even though he's 9-7-2, he didn't really need to step up as much because Berserks was doing so much of the impact plays. But I will also put in the name of, obviously, Moria on that Omen. His ability to, again, support and frag feels like simultaneously has been so good at just assisting any member, any teammate that he has in the situations that they were getting pushed up or, again, facing against Trying Your Best here.
Yeah, it's such an unfortunate situation for Trying Our Best because you would see big moments, especially from Juicy. There's a reason why he was touted to be one of the star duelists back in Ascension, and unfortunately, like, because of the rulings for Pacific League, he can't continue on with that lead roster. There's still a reason why he's a name to fear in the Valorant circuit, and those picks along the way in this first 2 maps, right? We would see moments made by Juicy to give it a chance, but unfortunately, as the scoreline shows, it didn't lead to those round wins.
Yeah, back-to-back again. And if this is the performance that we're seeing here from Boom, I started to take any team right now that's going to be able to beat them. But that's also something to also watch out for, right? If there's another team out there that can make Boom run for their money, we got ourselves an awesome tournament for everybody right now watching.
Yeah, it just feels like this is the beginning of something special here, Asurai. And we know that the C qualifiers, they're only starting today and they're gonna go through the rest of the week. So if you guys are just tuning on in here at ESL_Asia, thank you for your time, and especially the fact that we're gonna be here every single night on our time. Every single time we're gonna have 2 incredible series, and I can't wait for what's next. And of course, Fancy United, Dominatus, that's an interesting series to end our day with later on.
Oh, absolutely. So I believe we are just waiting for ourselves to get into that break, but I think we can actually throw it onto the break right now. So guys, again, in just a moment, we're going to be starting off our second series. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this break.
it's just the first to lose. Working in the gym, taking shots, I'm trying to perfect my moves. Early bird gets the worm, I don't got time to snooze. I'm not in the fray, but every year I still pay my dues. Do it for mama dues. Wanna get a house with a pool and an amazing view, so she could watch her son do what he wanna do. Cause lately I've been ballin' like an alley-oop.
We ain't in the same league, not even the same game. Going all in, I'm just trying to maintain. Y'all don't want me to win, I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face. We ain't in the same league, not even the same game. Going all in, I'm just trying to maintain. Y'all don't want me to win, I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face. I can see it on your face.
Writing for a page, letters for you. She can't top all the things I do. Chasing your love, boy, I'm in pursuit. And time is of the essence. All the second guessing, asking too many questions. I'm just being honest, baby boy. I made you the exception. Kick it up a notch, let me teach you this lesson. Rule number one, I ain't never number two. Let me take it higher, we can get a better view. We too deep in it just to let it be. I'm just saying, stop playing. You look better on me.
Tell me
Little shawty got body when she moved to the beat. Said she used to have a man but had to leave him behind. And too cute for little buddy when she wear that designer. But trust that I floss, I could keep up. Straight spaghetti with the sauce when we link up. Modified T-tops with the V12 engine. Let you whip it, baby, not to mention I got your whole attention. Now you tempted, take you anywhere that you want. That's a gold impression. Every summer in the jet just to go around the world. Promise you gon' get tired of the diamonds and pearls, girl. Player in the game, that's big facts. Two-seater when I slide, yeah, you know I do. She wanna vibe just to see how I move. And if she touch, better grip that, grip that. Tell the DJ play somewhere to hit that. I ain't messing with nobody that ain't getting the cake. Throw stacks, I'll consider it maybe. Say you don't want nothing, but you look better on me. You look better on me. Let me show you something, so you don't leave your lonely. You won't leave your lonely. What you say, babe? Let's run away. Tell me where you stay. Move your hips like that. Got me thinking I might relapse. Yeah, why you doing that bad? I guess let's face it.
They'll run downside, they get the team wipe yet again, and they'll call it GG. It's called.
Is this a game to you? It isn't to them, or them, or them. This is global. This is packed arenas, home to the world's most passionate fans. This isn't only in person or only in English. This is digital. Millions of people tuned into over 30 languages. This isn't just for the boys or just for PC gamers. This is GG for all, in the era for everyone. This isn't overnight. This is a legacy of 20 plus years pushing esports forward. This isn't niche anymore. This is 80 events, 350,000 attendees, 582 million live stream hours in 2022. This isn't meme display pics and faceless teammates. This is cheering together and putting a face to the name. This isn't minor league. This is the company trusted by the biggest brands and publishers. This is expressing yourself. This is the heart and home of esports. This is where everybody can be somebody. This is where fans become community. This is passion. This is for you. This is so much more. This is ESL.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the break, and here we are once again for the Clash of Nations 2023 Closed Qualifiers for Southeast Asia. My name is Asurai. With me now is Daks, and again, second series, Fantasy United Esports versus Dominatus. Dominatus.
Dude, I don't know how we're gonna pronounce it along the way.
All right,
it's like
let's clear it up.
Tomato,
Dominatus.
Dominatus. We gotta decide. We gotta decide on one, and perhaps our chat especially can correct us along the way. But look at our bracket here, Asurai. Boom Esports making quick work of trying our best, 2-0 in commanding fashion.
Absolutely. Again, Boom Esports had I mean, again, since we haven't seen any of the other matches, I'll just say it right now. They had the best match. If anyone else would topple that, we'll change the hierarchy once again. But anyways, Boom Esports had one of the best series that we had here in the quarterfinals for our C bracket, and they just absolutely stomped the floor against Trying Your Best. Anyways, moving forward, now here's our lineups for the players playing in this series. Fantasy United, of course, the Vietnam powerhouse from Ascension. Yes, I can. Fisio, Cruz, Suka, and Jin. So a couple of these names. I think Cruz is the first one that pops out that I haven't seen before from this roster.
So basically, Fancy United, I think they lost Nizzy because he was going to go to academics. You have Suka returning. You have Cruz coming on in. So it's a bit of a retooled Fancy United roster that I want to see how they're going to perform against this squad, Dominatus, because this is a completely new look for Dominatus. Before they had Rayek, if I remember correctly, they made it to the grand finals back in the Indonesian Split 2. But this time around, this is honestly unknowns to us. Probably the Indonesian community have seen these guys on the uprise. You got Piors, you got Tupai, you got Golden Blue, Capisha, and Sixkey as well. So I'm very interested to see how Dominatus is gonna perform with this new roster, given the prestige of the name made throughout the year.
Truly, because I was looking quickly at the previous teams that the Dominatus players have been from. None of them were one of the mainline teams that we see usually from Indonesia. Again, like Bigatron, like Onyx Esports, and of course Boom Esports that we're seeing right now. So this is going to be another out there kind of team that we're going to be seeing face up against Fancy United here. But I will say, Fancy United did take a hit in losing Nizzy. Nizzy was one of the players that I do fondly remember, aside from, I think it's Yes I Can, that really was one of the players that really strike or basically made waves for the hearts of the people watching Ascension.
Making waves on the Pacific stage? No, you're absolutely right. Because of those losses, I do believe a bit of creativity from Fancy United is gone. You don't have that Yoru player anymore. Yes, I Can, though, still an incredible performer. But we've seen from Fancy United in their offseason, they have dropped some notable matchups that in another offseason tournament, they're not going to be representing Vietnam as a region because they lost in the grand finals. Fancy United is a vulnerable team right now, and it's up to them to prove that they're ready, or Dominatus will take advantage as we're getting the maps here.
Yeah, truly. Again, as you mentioned, super Fancy, come on, not like this. I thought they were going to be the ones to actually bring out the sunset. But like you said, very entertaining team. Will say as well, one of the teams that really loves to use the Gecko, so maybe we're going to be seeing that here, especially that Bind is the pick of Fancy, one of the maps that we have seen them try to bring this out. We could also see maybe the double controller here. We have seen some favoritism with the Harbor, so maybe a different choice of agents coming into this series. So definitely something to just kind of watch out for. But here you are, guys. 3 maps laid out for you. We'll see if we can get to the third one, depending on how this series goes. Bind, Lotus, and Split, with the first map defending start for Fancy United.
Yeah, and I like this map draft, honestly, for Dominatus. These haven't been the strongest outings from Fancy United. I believe they've only played Lotus once this year, and that's why Dominatus picks it, actually. And it just goes to show that Fancy United, they're trying to go back to some of their roots. Something I've noticed on Bind that they played recently is go play that Breach and that Sky together, go for that double initiator rather than running the Gecko that they did back in VCT. So I do wonder right now, what kind of Fancy United roster will we get here? Is it going to be a bit more reserved on the usual creativity that we get from these Vietnamese teams? And can Dominatus actually stand toe-to-toe against the Vietnamese representative that went to Ascension a few months back?
Ooh, a little bit more standard from what I was expecting, but still pretty dang decent, I'd say, for Bind play at all. Because again, the big problem with Bind is if you don't have any landscape changing abilities, it really is very difficult for you to get much value here, unless it just is very straightforward that you go, push out, get kill, that's it, you take the site. But it's not as straightforward, especially when teams have counter utility. So seeing right now the Viper being picked up, the Brimstone, a couple of flashes here, does give a lot of options for this team to try to do something. I am wondering, though, what is going to be the possible Sentinel picks here, because it's only Dominatus that is only looking at the Cypher here for Be Yours, possibly.
I mean, Fancy United used to run a Cypher back in Ascension, but I think the big thing to talk about right now is the fact that Yes I Can is flexing on over to that Sky instead. I remember that they played on Bind, he was on that Omen, and then they run that double controller kind of composition. You get 2 initiators along the way, and these small adjustments right now for Fancy United, it's quite a new look for them in terms of the setup. You of course still have the usual Fisher Viper that we always see on this roster, but beyond that, Dominatus is the one that can be the big mystery, because I look back at their previous outings in the open qualifier. Asurai, they have beat a team from Vietnam in Crocodile Tier. They have beat a team in from Malaysia called Nexga. So overall, Dominatus, they're trying to get their experience against international competition here in this tournament, and I wonder how they're going to perform right now.
And here's the thing. People, I think, are starting to forget that this is still a tournament that allows us here in the offseason to bring in the new bloods, the new players. What do we have right now in this Southeast Asia landscape of, you know, new teams, new players wanting to get their toes into the Ascension, into the VCT of it all, right? And this is the perfect tournament to get things started with that. You mentioned how Dominatus started off with a couple of wins with other teams that aren't as known yet in the Southeast Asia scene as a whole. Now they're going up against Fancy United, who still is reforming, but still has some incredibly talented players in their roster. This is definitely going to be a match to watch out for, not only as viewers, but also for the teams as well, for that experience.
No, it's the biggest test right now for Dominatus, truly. And Fancy United, it's their best chance also to put the right foot forward, because the struggles in the local scene, it's honestly questionable given their performance back in Ascension. You would think that this was the super team from Vietnam. Things haven't really gone to the plan that we expected, especially given that there are these new members in Cruz as well as Suka, who's returned, as I mentioned a while ago.
Yeah.
But I wonder now, which Fancy United will we get here? Can they go back to the caliber of play that we expect from them in the region?
Well, at least if you looked at the Dominatus experience with the previous teams that they played quite recently, I'm looking at the ones for Fancy. It's been middling, lukewarm. It's like they win one series, they lose another one, and it's been kind of just happening in the tournaments that they have joined. Anyways, here we go. Bind to start.
Yeah, Fancy needs to get rid of that vulnerableness that we've seen in the offseason so far, and this might be best chance because you have explosive players like Jin, who gets first blood in the series. So a big pick to start things off. Already stalling the short push of Dominatus. Fishio also prepared right now for the shower. Suka going for the close contact. But Dominatus have evened up the odds. Here comes Capisha. Tupai especially with the flank. And Dominatus make their way towards A.
That was pretty big as well. If Tupai didn't get that kill on the player holding showers, that might have been a different turn here from Dominatus. In any case, Cruz coming in. Big flanks from the Sky as well. That's going to be Yes I Can. We'll have to see, because Cruz is alone. He's going to have to clear basically lamps by himself, and it doesn't work out. Good damage onto Be Yours, but this does not make Yes I Can's job any easier, as he's out in the open, and he's been spotted already by the one.
Yeah, jump peeked and now taken down. Dominatus take pistol away from Fancy United. And already you can see for Fancy, a bit of struggles at the start in terms of that staying power. Fisho, he was the one holding on to Shower Tupai, that big pick that you mentioned, giving that opportunity. And as soon as that happens, that cascade from Dominatus, the way that they made that pinch happen towards that A side, it was so quick that Fancy wasn't prepared for it.
They were not at all, because they had such good control on short already, and then it just kind of fumbled as they committed so hard for that, because Suka's initial position there was so close that you knew that it was do or die. If it didn't work out, they're going to lose so much control onto the side, which definitely it did. Flash onto the cam did not activate the bird, but I think they might have heard maybe Be Yours actually placing it there just to hold the lurk. And this is the perfect use for that Cypher on attack. You just don't want anybody to come around the corner once you pressure the other side of the map, giving much needed peace of mind for the Dominatus players.
Yeah, and I think this composition for Dominatus is so good on the 4-1 default. You have that double duelist that can be very explosive. The Reyna can help out the Raze in terms of the entry. You have the Sky Flashes to boots. And sure, Dominatus, they're not going to have many chances as soon as they burn all their utility, but it's going to be a big hit coming the way of Fancy on the Antico especially. Judge in hand, 6Key is able to unlock the kill onto Suka. 2 already here for Dominatus. They're clearing at the site while Cyber Cage into play at the same time. And Tupai caught trying to go for the Rs. Jin gets 2 before he falls. And Crew is also still fighting back. Damage done here for Fancy United. Stellar on the eco so far. And eventually Be Yours will get his kill there. 2-0 for Dominatus to begin the series.
Definitely. Solid hold, though, from Fancy United here. But you're absolutely right. Great start here from Dominatus. I was already expecting them to maybe just be that one team that just rushes out into the site. No form possibly there, but they are looking solid with how they've been approaching these fights, especially that double satchel from 6Key. Is that a prelude or a bit of a trailer to what we might see here in this show that they are trying to, well, show to us? In any case, here we go. Started the round for the buy here of Fancy.
Yeah, don't change the channel because this is where things get interesting. Pain Shells though into play. Fishio has to retreat from it. Snakebite also for the stall. It's a similar setup here for Fancy United, like that first round. But now they have the guns to work with. Bucky though here from 6Key, and he's just able to make his mark happen. Suka though and Jin on the board. This time around, Fancy United, they're able to win the duels that they would like, and Capiche is the last one standing. 1v2 though, isolates it versus Yes I Can, and a big chance made here by Dominatus. Jin, the only one still standing. Capisha looking to find an angle here. Use the Seekers to get the intel. 6 bullets in the chamber also. But goes for a fake plant. Waiting for Jin to swing if ever. So much patience though from Jin. Capisha has to be ready for this if ever. And Capisha finds his mark. The clutch comes with the 4K even, and the bonus is won by Dominatus.
Jeez, tap after tap after tap. I honestly thought that it was supposed to be Fancy United. They already got the massive swing of kills. Greedy push from Fishio, yes, but then Suka somehow gets a couple more kills on showers there, on baths. And then out of nowhere, Capisha hits the massive taps on every single player that just went up against him. And not only that, he's 7-0-0 right now. He has gotten no faults at the start of these 3 rounds.
And you can see now, Fancy United, there's explosiveness here, courtesy of Jin. But the judge again! What is up with Indonesian players on the raise with a shotgun? Even in the previous iteration of Dominatus, there was one on Rayek. Now you got it on 6Key. And well, here we go again. B site wide open. Suka, the one playing over Zahuka, has a Vandal in hand. Dominatus, they're in control right now.
This is so clean from Dominatus. Oh, and I really like, you know, having a little bit of your Sentinel utility, even if you're not Killjoy, just placed on the spike, just to kind of add a little bit more layering to this. And what is already a huge layer, because it's now going to be a 4 versus 5 on that retake. Tupai is in a huge position. They actually just hold the contact. There's going to be a refrag, possibly, but no. Cruz hits the shot for the double. And here comes the retake of Fancy United. Turn on its...
Suka though peeking out. 6Key though with another one with the judge. Showstopper prime ready and let loose the juice as he gets 3. Capisha though over onto the corner. Time running out here for Fancy United. Cruz though stepping up when he needs to the most. And it's now all up to Cypher, all up to Be Yours. But behind him, it's Fishio with the ankle. Is it going to be enough time for Fancy? It will be very, very close. But you said it yourself. No time, no way. And Fancy cannot find a round whatsoever.
Wow, I had to put the... Sorry, I was just clapping there. That was... so clutch from both players. Cruz hitting the double kill on Tupai, as well as I believe that was Golden Blue. And then you see 6Key able to get a kill inside the tube, very minimal HP, hits the showstopper in the oncoming Suka from Hookah, and then Bior on Octagon getting the kill through his tripwire just so that they can secure that round. Absolutely phenomenal from both teams, but at the end of the day, that was a Dominatus round.
And here we go again. 6Key's ready for it. Jin spotted out by the tripwire as Fancy have gone full aggressive on the round. But Fishio, he just blends in with the crowd and gets 2 before he's found. From this point on, Fancy with a big chance. They have the advantage. They pick up Tupai, who had the spike, and everything's left now to 6Key, all by his lonesome. Guardian though picked up along the way to give him that range. Jin though ready for this if ever, to jump deep now to get the confirmation, and as the peak comes, it's Jin with the kill. The first round for Fancy United after such a scrappy beginning to this one.
Oh yeah, scrappy, grueling rounds, and we are seeing a great start. These, okay, maybe I'm foreshadowing, maybe I'm just saying it a little bit too early, but I am just having fun with these rounds, man. These are just down to the wire. So much action happening. Absolutely phenomenal if you're a viewer just watching this.
Yeah.
Any case, creds purchase for Dominatus looking a little bit on the lighter side, but they're not stopping. Look at this, the double satchel once again from Sixky. This man is fearless.
He just wants to get in there. Dominatus, though, at a knife's edge so far in this game in terms of economy, and now it's biting them in the butts. You got Jindo prepared now for the angle, but Biors and Tupai! Explosive picks again from Dominatus, giving them a chance. Sixky, no fear, but it might just be time for a bit of hubris as Fisho will get that one. Does drop down to try and push into shower alongside his teammate, and Fisho is explosive in the shower take. Here comes the Empress, though, online from Tupai, uses our paranoia into play to go for the stall. And it's 2v2 as the Seekers from Yes I Can also looking for a target now. Yours and Tupai, they want to clear things out, pick up the spike, but Cruz has the angle. 3 now for Tupai, and 1v1. Yes I Can. He's been clutch before for Fancy United. Can he perform now against a monster in Tupai? Onto the site, though. Yes I Can. Trying to navigate, moving into lamps. Yes, 5 bullets though in the chamber here. Asurai for Tupai. Moving towards the backside even, and they're just wrapping around one another.
30 seconds
a
left.
ring around the Rosie, but Tupai now, he has an inkling of what's going on. And the Reyna, a chance actually to rotate towards B if ever.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen here. Now that he spots nobody, he's just going to run, and Yes I Can. He can run behind him, but he can't run too quickly, just in case Tupai is looking for that flank. Tupai's not looking behind him, though. 5 bullets still. I don't believe he reloaded at all.
Oh, no.
He's just about to swing. Oh, Yes I Can! Oh. I think he overread it.
Yeah, I was thinking Tupai expecting the teleporter play into hookah, right? And then he'd say, okay, CT's where I can go for the reload, reset myself, but Yes I Can. Hounding his targets, and the name says it all. He's the one to rely on for Fancy. Second round for them.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah?
It did not get overshadowed. The play that Fisio did on Shower by himself before Cruz even came in to assist him, the double kill to hold that spike so that Dominatus couldn't pick it up, was, again, thing of beauty. Still, either way, was just amazing to watch.
The Fancy United, the explosiveness comes in bursts. You think with the retirement of Mizzy, right, that we won't see this from Fancy. Come on, the identity of the team, make those kind of plays and find ways to just get immediate kills. We move though towards B site as now Sixky yet again playing the entry, judge in hand, keeping Yes I Can at bay. Here's the shotgun now. He's gonna respect that space. And Dominatus, this is their side to take, but the hookah is a problem. 2 from Fancy United in position on the high ground. CXC assisted now in his push. Classic out also, but Tupai already getting 2 for his trouble. The pinch perfect from Dominatus. Another one for B Yours, and they can navigate their way towards A this time around.
And Suka can't really peek that because there's like 3 players going in on their own side of the spawn. Topsy-turvy has this round gone. Fisio's going to still be at the A site. And there's so many players that he has to try to deal with here. The plant on the back of it. Is it out in the open? Yes, it does. So he cancels the plant. Okay. Step in the right direction. Fisio gets another. One on heaven. Capisha.
Okay, Fisho, another one. Fisho is just on fire right now from the shower's position. And here he goes yet again. 4 for Fisho. He's read the opposition, but now he's found by B Yours. It got close, but Dominatus still gets it done.
Oh my god, these rounds are going down to the wire. Oh. And the call as well for Dominatus to just keep pushing elbow, especially knowing now that, guys, they TP'd. If Jin is in that TP, we cannot plant on B because he got a nade. So we don't really want to get, punished or separated by that. And the decision to just keep pushing and go to spawn work wonders for Dominatus there, up to a certain point where Fisher was just hitting all the shots, but still, right?
Yeah, I feel like Dominatus, they're understanding so well how to clear out these sites. They just need to be careful of Fancy United and their last hurrah plays. That spike plant out in the open, you called it, is so dangerous when you're not clearing out showers whatsoever. We've seen Fisho use that angle again and again. But the problem now for Fancy, they're lacking in the money. They have a few ultimates to work with, yes, but how can they follow up on it?
We'll have to see now in this one. Another double satchel. No, just a slow creep up on showers there. Ooh, the flash so that they expect that it might be a B. It's only Fisio holding the A site by himself.
With a classic.
With a classic. How's that going to work?
I mean, he got the 4K a while ago, and you can see the respect Dominatus has for him. The fact that putting all these forces towards showers just to clear out the angle. They even go for the Seekers and the Trailblazer. And a snake bite gets the connection. Sixky just navigating on through. Fisio, though, being such a big bane with the poison. Tupai waiting for anyone to peek out if ever. The spike plant goes down. Jindo with the first kill onto the round. Kapisha with the flash into the spray down. The traps are beautiful. Sixky hopping around yet again. Yes, again, still the fight back though. And now leads to 2v2. BR's playing away. Lineup being set also by the Brim. The orbital strike's still ready here for Dominatus. A map like mine. It's an insta-win if you can time it right. And Fancy, they need to clear out the angles towards slams if no one's there to go for the oppressive hold. Orbital strike though, now this is the play. Be yours, waiting for the timing, waiting for the swing if ever. Yes, I can! Oh, peeks away. Now the Molly's there too. Suka on defuse duty, has to let it go after getting halfway. Be yours! It's mine with the 2K for him. And it's 6-2 as Dominatus gets another one.
That was annoying to be on the side of Fancy United. You already know a fully equipped Brim who has saved his Molly, his orbital strike for post plant, especially when you don't have the time to figure out where they are, where he could be. Yeah, and even if you do, he could just run away, right? It's so difficult to deal against that, and you see Fancy being put in that position. There's nothing that they could do to actually get it. And Bior's holding his position on short just to add a little bit more layering is even better.
And here comes Jin now. Aggression is his name, and the rest of Fancy United following suit. Rolling Thunder gonna be the call, and Sixy can't get one. Apparently the Boombot does, but Fancy, they found the frags that they need, and now they have the advantage. It's 4v2, and Dominatus answer back in kind. 1v1 now, but Fisho, it was a fickle round, but Fancy United, they still get it done. Woo.
This game is supposed to be
this wild.
At least for it's Wilden, but I will also say it just feels like it should be a little bit more like 3-3, but it's 3-6. Dominatus is still somehow, well, sorry for lack of a better term, dominating this game. That one round a while ago, Fisher's just been hitting all of the 6 shots, but it was so close. Tupai and Golden Blue were hitting some crazy shots as well in that.
I think it's an interesting call for Fancy. Because we've seen from Dominatus, Asurai, if you notice, their biggest strength is playing the entry. Sometimes they struggle in the mid-rounding in some of the calls against certain angles. So if Fancy removes that from the equation, takes the fight early on, yes, it gets scrappy, but we've seen Fancy United get the job done twice already in their 3 rounds. Spike though left behind, an eco state for Dominatus. Suka prepared for this push alongside Jin, and they're just so reading this push. The flash comes on out. Suka with the first. Fisho's there with another one. And Fancy United, they hold down the line.
Ooh, that's going to hurt a lot. Now that they lost their Sky, heal's going to be non-existent right now for Dominatus, especially when they want to get a little bit more control. Push forward. Ooh, the timing is going to be sick here, but the double swing, and Be Yours gets overwhelmed. Yes, I can. Is he going to throw out the Seekers or save it for the next one? It's a 5 versus 2. You can definitely at least build a bit of investment here. In Sixky's head, spotted. The double push.
Okay.
Bruce. Okay, he's hitting some shots with the Bucky. But yeah, it's not going to happen. Not this time. Not this round.
Yeah. I mean, he got 1 with the Bucky. It's already impressive to say the least. Again, Dominatus, they lose Rayek, they add Sixky. It's the same old story with the Bucky and the Judge. I do wonder though now, what else can Dominatus bring here? We've seen how strong their entries can be. But Fancy has found the answer in two different forms. Taking the aggression, playing it back. It needs to be Dominatus finding those immediate picks that have found value to open up these sites here.
Well, they might be able to do that now, especially with the showstopper available here for 6ski. And if that happens, if he does get a pick, Neural Theft is also possible, ultimate to just kind of create a little bit more opportunities for them. But you can see how well-versed Fancy United is into kind of stopping them from getting that quick burst in. Because I think they also realize Dominatus is that team that loves to go for those quick burst entries and feed off of that. Fisho has been losing a lot to Tupai in this fight in Shower, so he wants to redeem himself in this one. Even though he's a top fragger right now for the game and for the team, losing to Tupai is going to be bad. And immediately look at just how much respect he gives to the Reyna!
Oh, yeah. Yes, I can. Couldn't find the tracking 6ski with another one, and here we go. Jin with the answer. Explosions abound all throughout this B site, but Suka holding down that hookah yet again. It's 1v2 now. Rifle picked up, but it's a trap as Suka has set things up and knocked things down. Fancy a power position round after round towards hookah here, Asurai.
Man, it is the flight of the Rays. Raising hell, raising everything to the ground. I will stop there. But you can see how much impact both 6ski and Jin have been put up here. 11 on both the raises with the kills. Loving that. But you're absolutely right. The punish play for Fancy really is showing a whole lot more here. Dominatus, their options were so many at the start of this round. 4-0, or rather at the start of this half. And now it's all but been stopped by Fancy, who clearly has adjusted to their playstyle. But maybe a quick push on short could change things.
Yeah, Fancy on recovery, and even more so as Jin starts things off with a frag onto Tupai. So a beautiful beginning here for Fancy. We've seen that this Jin Suka setup towards short has gotten stronger and stronger all throughout the game. And now the Viper Spin making even Showers a dead man's zone. Speaking of dead, Jin gets another one. Both duelists down. Dominatos are struggling to find a way in.
This is a really nice way to just stop aggression on short. Capisha, ooh, forces Jin to just back away. I know that we've seen this every single round for Fancy here, but the stun in quick succession there on short by the breach, and then just having the flash just in case they push out and not even hitting the one player that you have on short is actually pretty smart from Fancy here to utilize.
Yeah, Fancy has every bit of setup in the camera, looking perhaps for Fisher if he does dare move into Shower. Seeker still gonna be the play. This will immediately call the attention of Fisher. Breaks the first cabbage. Dominatus running out of time here. And with 20 seconds left, they need to push into a Fancy United. They know this is coming. Fisher just hopping on the round alongside Cruz, and Fancy have shut the door on Dominatus. They tied things up at the end, and the first half will be a 6-6 standing.
I like how Fisher knows that if they push that far into his ultimate, a shorty shot is enough, because they'll be
dead.
Yeah, they're like 1 HP probably. If they don't rush in, or even if they do, they're just gonna take so much damage from the Viper Pit that, you know, you're just gonna say goodbye to the probably worst weapon to die at long range from.
Yeah, Fancy United right now, we're seeing their form a little bit better. They're playing to their strengths especially, and I love how each round we would see the improvement from Jin and Suka. At the start, they were overrun by 6ski as well as Capisha. Near the tail end, we would see them adjust their position, put themselves in more safe corners to get utility value first. That's what we expect from Fancy. Of course, Fancy play will be meeting aggression from Dominatus. A triple swing from Hookah to begin the round as we move to the second half here.
Yeah, immediately back away, leaving Biors by himself. No, actually with Capisha here, just in case. But they're starting to rotate bodies once again. Did they nade early on mid? I actually didn't hear they throw the nade. But if they didn't, that means that this might not be too bad. Because look at the positioning for 6ski. If they actually plant on the A site, he has a position where his nade, if it's still available, can actually just stop the plant and give maybe an opening here for Dominatus to punish the offense if, again, it goes on the A site. But it's going to go the other direction. Looks like possibly they're bringing that spike to B.
I mean, BRs has a camera to keep an eye out towards the hookah, but Fisho already in cover here. Able to cross his way to the other side. Fancy United bringing the spike towards that B side. So a 4-1 split for the time being. Noise being made by the Sky. But Visho spotted by the Cam. Jin now looking to play the entry and bring the spike towards that side.
30 seconds
It's already
left.
though the Cypher of yours over at elbow. 6Q also pushing. No fear, but it will be Jin humbling his opposition. A big pick from Fancy United to begin the round. It's 5v4. The swing comes in triplicate. But Fancy United, they're ready for this. Gold and blue fighting back. It's 1v2, but runs out of bullets, runs out of life, and the pistol goes Fancy United's favor.
Man, that was clean from Fancy. They throw out everything in the perfect positionings. Vishio with that smoke on Cubbies, just anybody's just hovering there, maybe even inside tube is not going to feel comfortable at all to push out just because of the HP degradation as well as just it being a smoke. And then again, as you mentioned, Jin, no fear, having so much at his leisure to help him support that push on the B side. Absolute thing of beauty. But here comes the 5-man push from Dominatus on short.
Yeah, Dominatus throwing caution to the wind, and now they're ready to get into the meat grinder. Jin, 1, 2, 3. It's easy for him. Goes for the fourth. Give him the ace. Why don't you? And yes, I can takes it away. We haven't gotten. Oh no, we haven't gotten an ace throughout the day so far, Asurai.
Sad. My days are ruined. This tournament's ruined. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, guys. It's been amazing. If you're just tuning in and you haven't watched the first series, just check the past broadcast, and you're in for a treat. Because Boom was just insane there. But yes, this this day one's been good.
Yeah, and Jin is showing again why he's been such a traveler throughout his career, playing in the PH for quite a while, going to Fancy United when he returned to Vietnam, and truthfully, one of the star duelists in the Vietnamese scene for good reason. He just gets so explosive in any kind of situation. 21 kills to his name even.
Truly, and it didn't start like this, at least for this, the start of this map. He was looking a little bit cold, maybe shocked at how fast Dominatus has been with their offense. But this is where you do tend to also give Fancy the credit of they were also pretty fast at adjusting. That 0 to, what was it, 4 or 5 turned into a 6 to 6 at the end of the half.
I mean, it's a stellar recovery here for Fancy United. Here. And Dominatus on the other end are the ones on the back foot. Bonus time here for Fancy also. And Dom, just waiting now for someone to come their way. Fancy, though, have rotated accordingly as a full unit. They're coming in from short. They have the Viper wall set up. And with a fault line and Trailblazer to clear out Lambs, Fancy United are comfy with the space that they're taking here.
And this damage on Tupai is not going to help his case at all. Maybe. No, he still hits the shot. Absolutely amazing for Tupai right there. 6Key helping it out. Throws out the satchel just to stop the plant if ever. Does he have another one? Yes, displaces them, but they do not displace Yes I Can's great position on Lamps. And this Lamp is not going to get opened up. No Genie will be had for Dominatus, and Fancy United striking back hard, 9-6.
Oh, you're witty, wordplay. But it seems like Fancy United have made 3 wishes in the past few rounds. See, I'll go with it. And exactly what I was talking about, the fact that they have that Viper wall to keep their cross so covered and so safe. Added to the breach and the Sky's Trailblazer, Lamps is free for Fancy United to take, and it was up to Tupai to stop the plant in its tracks. With that not happening, Fancy was just in control, and they have gotten a 7-round win streak over the past 2 halves here, Asurai. It's all Fancy right now.
They're so fancy, and they already know. They're in that fast lane, you know?
From LA to Tokyo, or in this case, from Vietnam to Indonesia. Still though, Cruz.
Oh, wow.
That's a big pick. Fancy United again. For some of their newer members, especially Cruz, seems to have been so good at finding those kills. Yes, I can, though. The form is back. The name is there. And the 2K has opened up A.
This is bad for Dominatus. Yes, I can. Getting into that groove once again. And here's also a difficult thing in this match for both of the teams. If you make a mistake, or rather, if you get a pick and you get picked off, you can get healed by your teammate. In any case, Tupai, let's see. 1 tap, 1 kill?
No way. Tupai's inside, the flash is there. And okay. Tupai's still fighting. Tupai's still fighting. Oh, the knife. Suka! Okay. A little bit of Tondo here in the labs, but Fancy United make it 10 here, Asurai.
They've but completely stopped Dominatus. Oh, we do have tactical timeouts in this tournament.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
what
Where was
was I
that last
thinking?
game?
All right, in my defense, I haven't casted in months, and
No,
we
I
didn't
mean-
see it in the last game. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Where was
In
this
the
last series? It kind of just ended 13-2 without any timeouts, but you understand why Dominatus is taking this timeout. It's just been Fancy United from, what, 6-3, 6-4, if I remember correctly, to the 10-6 standing.
Yeah.
And Fancy overall, it's just so oppressive how they get these strong positions, especially towards A. Lamps is Fancy's territory. It's Fishio setting that up so well for him. The picks coming on in from Cruz along the way. This double control is getting value all across the map into the post plant because of how Fancy's been playing this.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that. And there has been, again, Dominatus is that team. We already know that the way that they structure or the way that they approach their plays, even on their defense, is just to be aggressive. 3-man push altogether. But it hasn't been working because Fancy, it's either they got the timing, it's either they're just aware of it, they're ready for it, and they just keep winning those frags. Look at these, the kills right now for Dominatus. They've been, again, so much welled up in the first half, and it's all but stopped. 12 kills on Tupai is the best that they can get right now, or the highest that they can get right now as of the moment.
Yeah, it's been explosive from Dominatus in the beginning of the map, but right now, it's more so a whimper from them. Instead, Jin bringing in the boom with the showstopper, launches it towards elbow, keeping the sky at bay. And Fancy United, a quick take towards B already, but job's not done. Fisher with Poison Cloud also. It's already such a setup for Fancy United. We've seen this from Fancy. They're ready for the openings. And the flash comes in. Jin is ready for this one. Capisha though, fight back. Cruz with the trade. And now 4v3. Cloud though preventing Gold and Blue from navigating through. Cruz instead gonna be that contact alongside Suka. All out. Sixky makes it happen. Sixky with another one. 2 for him so far. 2v2 even. And Fishio crouched down ready to catch him off guard. Everything left though. It's Gold and Blue. And let's see what Dominatus can do here. Fishio shooting the wall, trying to go the opposition, waiting the timing from yes I can, and yes he will. Paints a different picture here for Fancy, and 11 now for Fancy United.
Man, Sixky was starting to pop off. At some point there, I thought he was going to hit the shot on Fishio, but the crab walk just was the better of the two. Couple of good picks from Dominatus, but the set play from Fancy was so smooth, so clean. Again, that it just bullied out Dominatus on the site, not even giving him any opportunity to get any value there whatsoever. Even if they didn't have the showstopper, I think the effect would have still been the same, just because of how well the positioning and the setup was from Fancy.
And Fancy United, sure, the innovation isn't as much anymore. It's still the set plays that you mentioned, the way that they coordinate, especially here now on the attacking side. It's been unrelenting, effectively. As soon as Fancy gets the site, gets that spike down, the round is effectively over. Dominatus have struggled to play in the post plant. And Tupai taking a different page now in this game. Fishio, he saw the leg! He saw the leg, and the shorty's enough to get the first. Oh, Fishio's not done.
He can get the punish here very
He's so
easily,
ready.
and he does. I gotta ask that. How did he know Tupai was gonna be there?
Look, Fishio is a master of Viper. Truthfully, sometimes I think he's a one-trick at it from his play history so far. But you know, he just knows how to find every single bit of expertise in it. Just knew where the Poison Cloud opening was. And you saw it, right? He was keeping an eye on where it would clip. Those are the crazy things that Fancy's so confident. They're so everything is so different here for Fancy United compared to the first half. And they are now 1 round away taking this map.
Sorry, not trolling. That was a tactic that they had used to bring out Sixky from spawn.
Tactical fake plant multiple times.
Exactly. That's value.
That's value. Come on, you hear the sound cues like, no way he's doing this to me.
Oof. Big oofs. All right, 12-6. The tables have definitely turned at this point, and looking at that, it was only the great start from Dominatus, but Fancy, they pulled it under the rug once again. And we have not moved an inch in terms of the rounds for Dominatus in the second half, in the second half. So you gotta do something.
Fancy United, they're ready to just end this one already. The Boombot's there, the spike plant is so quick even, and now the Viper Spit is into play. Even while you spam, you die. Cruz just marks his target. This has been so strong for Fancy United, whether it be the attack and the defense. Fisher doing it yet again, and the countdown to the Dominatus destruction is on.
They have a showstopper. They can use 6-key right now. If they can get into showers, I know it's a little bit risky. He can pressure everybody to get out of dodge, but no, it's only good for the one.
He took that risk, and it will just be Kapisha instead, making the trade work. Time running out, and Fancy United, they're just so ready for this one. It has just been a streak to remember, and a recovery to boot. 30-6 for Fancy United to take map number 1.
Wow, definitely another great game in the books in Bind, and Fancy showing up what they have got. My goodness, Fischio has definitely solidified himself as the MVP for that first map. You mentioned how much big brain this man has on that Viper, and with that one play that we saw, not in that last round that they got them that 13-6, but I think the one before that where he spotted out Tupai somewhere on hookah where his leg just like got off of the smoke. That was something. Anyways, huge win here, an upset from Fancy.
I don't think it's an upset. I do feel like, truthfully, Fancy United is the more experienced team given their history so far, and they prove it there. The way that they adjusted the initial setup from Jin and Suka, the way that Fischio would get that value. And I'm looking back at the stats in the past few months, Asurai. Fischio has not played anything else but Viper over the past 90 days. He does play a Mean Omen. He used to play Jet a lot too, but in the end, it's just Fancy United proving their mastery, and it's a level of responsibility that we didn't get from Dominatus. I love what we saw from Dominatus. They were very explosive, especially courtesy of 6-key, but they just did taper off at the very end, and they couldn't really get the right mid-rounding in some of those rounds, especially in the first half, to get a big buffer to work with.
Yeah, true. Again, they did try to, go for those 3-man pushes, and then somewhere there, they got punished so much that they got indecisive and just waited, I think, a lot more on their own side of the spawn and decided to go retake every single round because they just had no answer to the set plays on the offense here from Fancy United. So again, you mentioned it already, lots more pedigree here for Fancy. They're the longer standing team. They have a lot more experience, and it really does goes to show that they have so much options as well as I would say just preparation in that Bind map. So right now for Dominatus, what do they have? Anyways, here's a quick rundown of the results from that first map that we have had, and 25 kills for Jin and Fischio at 21. These two really striked hard on that second half.
And look at the team play also. 14, 13, 10 assists for many members of Fancy United. We've seen multiple times that they just play off the utility of one another, and especially that they protect each other. I still remember when Fischio, yes, he did get that shorty kill onto the Reyna, but what happened next? Fault line to keep him ready to repeat. Someone else covering the entrance of Hookah. It's a team play from Fancy United that has allowed them to stand toe-to-toe with the Dominatus onslaught. And when it went down to those later rounds, we didn't see the multiple push from Dominatus as much compared to the first time around.
Yeah, and that really, I think, hurt them because I think, again, Dominatus is already that team that has shown how much emphasis they have on that offense. So why not just keep using it, right? Again, if they break it a little bit further, it's going to just not work out for them. Anyways, guys, we are going to go on a bit of a breather here. When we come back, it's going to be game number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for, well, map 2.
Downside, they get the team wipe yet again, and they'll call it GG. It's called.
Is this a game to you? It isn't to them, or them, or them. This is global. This is packed arenas, home to the world's most passionate fans. This isn't only in person or only in English. This is digital. Millions of people tuned into over 30 languages. This isn't just for the boys or just for PC gamers. This is GG for all, and the era for everyone. This isn't overnight. This is a legacy of 20 plus years pushing esports forward. This isn't niche anymore. This is 80 events, 350,000 attendees, 582 million live stream hours in 2022. This isn't meme display pics and faceless teammates. This is cheering together and putting a face to the name. This isn't minor league. This is the company trusted by the biggest brands and publishers. This is expressing yourself. This is the heart and home of esports. This is where everybody can be somebody. This is where fans become community. This is passion. This is for you. This is so much more. This is ESL.
Let's do something crazy, get a bit wild today, cause we don't do this every day and we deserve it. Life is so amazing, nothing is in our way. Baby, let's fly away. Do you feel it? Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us come alive. Ooh, let's break some rules. No, we don't always have to be good. Don't always have to do things that we should. We'll feed the fire. Let's see it through and let go of what's holding us back. Just light it up and we'll burn through the past and take it higher. Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. You and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us. This is where we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us come alive.
Why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me wondering. Why don't we take a trip to the 513? Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's got me wondering. Why don't we quick trip to Miami and back, ayy? Down a party, let me know where it's at, ayy. Drop top off the coupe in a fast lane. Pull up to the club, pull up with, tell them valet. Off the tequila, we mixin' a drink up. Hit up your friends, we all get to link up. Only do sins, we all getting teed up. Back of the bands, we in a seat up. 5 ways on a B&B. Turn it off, leave the phones on a D&D. Good view with the scenery. And we all for the grid. Lost in it, why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me wondering.
I love how our production has some fire tunes while they're giving us that countdown as we come back to our break. Shout out to our production here that's making it so awesome for us to watch all of the matches here, and as well as the observer. Anyways, here we are, guys. Game number 2 is about to go underway between Fancy United Esports and Dominatus, where, quick recap here for the viewers, Dominatus had such a great start, and then it just stopped. Fancy United woke up and they just chose violence at the end of that second half.
I mean, if Asurai was gonna say that sentence properly, he'd be like, Dominatus used to dominate until they were dominated by Fancy United. Am I wrong or am I wrong, Asurai?
Yeah, I know what? I don't want to keep using the same word to describe what they were doing. So.
But at the end, we're gonna be moving on to Lotus. And fun fact, Asurai, while you were busy flexing your biceps during the break, I checked out a few matches that I remembered from Ascension, and I have realized Fancy United's permaban used to be Lotus. So this is a very interesting pick by Dominatus. This is actually, I'm very surprised that Fancy United has let this pass, so it has to be something they're preparing for. But at the same time, they've only played it once in the year, and Dominatus is looking to take advantage of that.
It's also fair to say that, wouldn't it be because Sunset is already here as well? That's why maybe there's just that one extra map that gets put back into, oh, we can use this to go against you. So that's probably also a reason why, because Fancy did ban Sunset, if I'm not mistaken. So, well, really good at Dominatus for being able to spot out the discrepancy of Fancy here, but it's still going to be, I think, a difficult step for them, especially with how well Fisho has been playing on that Viper, which I think is actually a really strong pick as well on Lotus.
Yeah, I mean, he's been the expert at Viper in the SEA region for so long in this year already. And Fancy United, they have that momentum. Just checking that map draft a little bit. Yes, they did ban out Sunset and Breeze. That's why Lotus was available for Dominatus to pick. And I wonder, because of their more chaotic playstyle from Dominatus, a 3-site map, will it suit them? You might think immediately yes, because they picked Lotus, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, they also banned out Haven, which is another 3-site map that we get in our pool. Yeah. So I do wonder, what is the comfort here for Dominatus compared to them playing on Haven here on Lotus, right? Because if they're just trying to pick Lotus since Fancy United used to ban it a lot, it might not be enough if they still can't find a way to make it happen.
Excuse me, sorry. I just wanted to add as well that, again, if we are going to be looking at things with how they go for the agent selection, as we are waiting for the agent selection, last time we saw them on Lotus for Dominatus here, they had, what was this? This was a double duelist. They had the Harbor. This was a couple of months ago, like mid-year. So it's been a while since they played Lotus. So I don't know what adjustment they will bring, or if it's going to be the same pick they have used. In any case, if they are that team that heavily relies on the double duelist, we could be seeing a lot more commitments of a site push rather than splitting up and looking for picks. But I don't know how this is going to work out, especially again with Fancy United being so locked in on their defense here. So again, it's still pretty much in the air, but you can at least be sure that Dominatus will try to be as aggressive as they can to try to bully out Fancy here. But I will say, Fancy, also a team that is not is very familiar rather to aggression.
I think this is such a mystery map right now, since again, Dominatus have that new roster compared to what they had before. They haven't really played Lotus yet in terms of the maps. We've seen them in the open qualifiers. I think they played Split, Sunset, and Ascent so far with this roster in tow. So I wonder right now, what can they bring out to surprise Fancy United? I'm still expecting the Viper Omen from Fancy as per usual. Yes, I can, actually locking in that breach, but Dominatus is so sure already of what they want to run. It's a Jet and the Fate and Sky together. So double Initiator versus double Controller. Suka though moving over to the Cypher. So Fancy United, they still want to run the double smoke composition as per usual, but a lot more backline presence this time around.
Yeah, true. This will help out, especially against Dominatus, who does have the "who let the dogs out" comp here, especially with the not the full one, because they don't have the Gecko, but at least they do have, like you mentioned, the double Initiator on that Sky as well as the Fade. So there's a lot of corner checking that Dominatus can do without actually using their players to corner check, which is definitely going to be a good thing.
I also like that Dominatus is going back to more utility-based composition. They're not like what we saw in that last series that they would try to force the double duelist. 6-key is more so their duelist player versus Tupai, and given the fact that they can assist 6-key right now on all the antics, I do feel like Dominatus can still bring that explosive start. I just wonder how they're gonna handle it later on when Fancy United does adjust, when it does taper off for Dominatus in their performance, and especially that you still see the Comfort Fixer Fancy, Jin on the Raze, Fishio on the Viper. It's still deadly no matter what map it is in.
We did go back as well, as you mentioned, that this map is a bit of a mystery with how both of the teams is going to be addressing it. I will also retake my statement that it was the older roster of Dominatus that was playing on Lotus. So totally a mystery right now on how this is going to be paired up. But I will say, individual player performance, Jin has been phenomenal, as you mentioned, with how well he's been accessing the site with the set plays that this team has. Even on defense, it's very possible right now. And Jin, I do like how he positions himself to also let his teammates feed off of his utility. So that's going to be something to definitely watch out for here as Fancy United is going to be starting on this defense. So everything is already laid bare. We already know the agent selection here. Now is just to see how the pieces move, especially with this double initiator that I feel like, I don't know if I am incorrect at saying this, it feels like it lost its value on Lotus, where it's a lot more double controller over the double initiator.
Because you can just make the battleground a living hell for your opponent, right? Especially when you have one of those walls to use, whether it be the Harbor or the Viper. Fancy, though, still in the comfort picks that we mentioned a while ago. And my eyes, like you, Asurai, are on Jin right now. He got 6 first kills in that last map. I wonder if he can get off to a hot start the same way again. Fancy, though, gonna be beginning on the defense, Dominatus on the attack. And I like it for Dominatus. They go for the attack, they set that pace, and look to get the good start just like on Bind.
Yes, against prepped his fault line for A.
Poison's off.
I mean, they only showed a little bit of presence on C here, and you can see, rather players of Fancy not really over rotating just yet, and they did break mid link. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, Capisha here, also looking for contact. Dominatus. They have to deal with an open doorway courtesy of Cruz, and 6-key's keeping an eye out for it. Jin also ready now towards the site. Keep an eye out for Yes I Can, because that breach utility will go through that wall if ever. But Jin caught with the nade being tossed. 6-key on the board. Dominatus trying to go for the clear, but Yes I Can holding on to the tree area. There's the Prowler, there's the kill. Capisha with 1. Cruz though gets 2 back, and Fancy United, they have the advantage.
They have the advantage. They have the pinch coming in from all directions, and they've isolated both Capisha as well as Tupai here. That smoke is just, again, bringing them apart from each other. And Capisha doesn't even get hit, or doesn't even know that he got hit from the behind. That's just going to be a quick defuse, and Fancy United retaking the site very cleanly.
I mean, we've been saying that this map's going to be a mystery, but Fancy's the one just enveloping the site with their shroud. This double controller setup, it's par for the course for what Fancy loves to play even in their history. And right now, Cruz and Fishio, they're going to look to maximize that to isolate the angles, as you mentioned.
Misstep on Jin, though, at the start of that fight, but there still was so many steps that Dominus had to do to get into the site, and during that time, they got punished. Again, Yes I Can is already activated here. That's a lot of rifles that they're using, and this could actually go either way if Dominatus can find some value on the sheriffs that they've actually gotten, because if you're looking at it, Fancy United is on half shields, so there's a opportunity to make something happen here.
Yeah, there's a world that they just suddenly die, right, for Fancy United.
Oh, yeah.
And Dominatus, there you go. It might be this world. This might be the reality. But Jin just checking out that angle 1-for-1 eventually over the map. And Fancy, they have to be very careful in how they peek, because Dominatus, they got that pick, and that's a sign for Seaside to be a bit more open.
They could try, but since they don't really have that information, and the pick that they got was so far into the site that you really can't pick up that weapon at all. So they just have to regroup and hope that this amount of players from Dominatus is going to be enough to take that A site. Speaking of A site, Jin It's part 2 for you, buddy. Oh, he almost gets spotted there by Capisha and the shot off.
Yeah, dangerous territory for him, but this time around he was more ready with the gun. Speaking of it, Cruz with the 1, but BRs makes the trade happen. Here comes Fisio, and as par for the course, what's new with Fisio getting those kind of kills? Gold and blue though. Small opening made, now has the flag angle and the Bulldog to work with. But the problem is, Fancy has control of the spike. Yes, I can. He's in cover right now. Fisio checking things out with the Poison Cloud 2. And as time runs out here for Dominatus, a chance here to catch out Fancy. But Fisio with a spot. And yes, I can with a confirmation. 2-0 now for Fancy.
Very expensive round, too. Lots of the players there are Fancy. I think that was like 3 bought up rifles. So they're still going to be able to get all of the stuff that they want to buy, at least at this point. Are they going to go for a full gun round here? Or are they deciding for maybe just the somewhat bonus? I don't know how this is going to go. But what is interesting right now is 6key on the operator. Yeah. No shield, glass cannon, full aggression, full confidence, and he might actually get caught with the stun right in his face. Oh. He's getting chased down. Oh, you gotta run, bro. You gotta run. Oh. He's trying to escape, Daks.
He's trying to get the hell out of there, but Fancy United unrelenting on the push. They now have gotten control of the spawn of the opposition. And not only that, Asurai, they have the spike. It's been left behind by Dominatus in that chase. And it's such a struggle now because Fancy United have confirmed all the angles and are ready for any flash shenanigans if ever. Haunts there though, Cruz and Jin setting up the crossfire. Prowler now getting confirmation onto the corner. And the smoke. It's a barrier here for Fancy United to use to keep Dominatus at bay.
Spike is here.
How far is the Roman from maybe having a
from the
ultimate?
Shadows? Yeah.
That's the only reason. That's the only way they can probably try to bring this out, or maybe opening a door into the embracing hands of Suka.
Oh,
no,
but Fancy, they've gotten the kills that they need. 3v3 for the time being. But you mentioned that Gold and Blue might be trouble here. Yes, I can. Though holding things down. Here comes the paranoia. Yes, I can with another one. And Gold and Blue is the only one standing. Cruz makes quick work of him with the sheriff, and that's 3rd round now for Fancy. Up? Yes? No? Thinking about it.
No.
They're
like, nah. Jin's better off just having rifles. But that was an interesting round. Because, again, you saw the panic from Dominatus there. Right? The first panic was 6key trying to run away. Save himself and the operator back into his team. And while they were trying to do that, they got split apart, smoked off, and then the spike was, as you mentioned, left on spawn. That's big oops for Dominatus here. Definite big missteps.
Yeah, it just goes to show Fancy United, again, they know how to prioritize these objectives, and you can really see their experience versus Dominatus is such a gap that the Dominatus needs to try and clear. Yes, I can, though, with the first for him. Ready now to go against Biors, who does take some damage. Keep an eye out also for the Cypher of Suka. He has the setup and the high ground. Golden Boo will struggle to actually make his way through. The smoke's there though, 6key. Also breaking the tripwire. But Fancy United, they're just not resting on their laurels here, Asurai. They're still advancing throughout the map, going for the pinch if ever. Yes, I can. Getting ready for contact. But Fancy United, they have all the angles they want for the station. Dominatus getting the plant down.
Yeah, I think that's the correct decision as well. They can pinch a little bit just in case somebody from Dominatus is holding the lurk or maybe lurking themselves. All right. But now, it's going to be a 5 versus 4 on that retake. Oh. And that walk-up from Dubai is not going to work. That catch-off from 6key, as well as the hold there on drop is not going to work. And the last player on Trey, Biors, he's just put in a position that just feels impossible, especially where that spike was planted.
Yeah, it's ambitious here from Dominatus. It was an eco round, so there's nothing really to lose in that scenario. But Fancy United are exploiting what they've realized from that first map. Dominatus can be explosive, yes, but if you remove that opportunity, you catch them early on, then what else does Dominatus have to bring to this game?
Feels like it's showing that Dominatus, at least against Fancy, are the one-trick wonder. Be aggressive, overwhelm, but now that that's not working, what's next?
What else?
Yeah.
Paranoid's there. Fancy fighting already. It's a 2-for-1. Fisher with another set of kills, and there you go. He's good for 4, and that's another round here for Fancy. Blink and you'll miss it, man. Fancy United, they just keep the pace. Such a mystery on a round-per-round basis.
There.
Truly. And now Dominatus very early has actually called a timeout here. Just, I think rather than anything else, they just need a breather. It feels like everything that they've been trying to do is a whole lot more force. I don't know. Or they're in that headspace that has happened, or that does happen a lot of times, where why does it feel like they always know where we are? Right?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned already, like you said, blink it or you're a miss. All of the catch utility that Fancy had for any offense was on C, and lo and behold, Dominatus was all the way on C. So, yeah, that's not fun.
I think the biggest thing Fancy United has done in this map is the way that they're willing to check things out themselves. You can see that they peek towards Rubble, they peek towards Mound, and they don't really have the intel gatherers that Dominatus have with the Fade and Sky on the other side, right? But instead, they have cover. They have the Viper, they have the Omen, they have the Cypher also in a pinch. And that's what gives Fancy United this kind of confidence, the way that they're able to cut these sightlines and get the advantage in the firefight.
Fair enough. And with Yes I Can, just able to supplement any kind of encounter with his long-range fault line, it just feels like it makes it easier for Fancy United to do that, you know, to be a lot more proactive, just because they have such a great support system with this breach. Anyways, Suka, oh, is that a dash? Not sure if I heard a dash. Anyways, does have a setup on C site here, forcing them back. Dominatus, he plays so far, even if they threw maybe the emo Rolling Thunder, I forgot what it's called. Nightfall, there you go.
The Evo Rolling Thunder. My Chemical Romance presents Nightfall. Well, welcome to the parade, Asurai, and welcome to the C site that Dominatus are trying to hit. Suka, though, his setup's very pesky if you notice that camera on top of things, Cyber Cage in the way, also a Jin this time around is the one who gets that first kill. So a good start for Fancy, keeping the opposition at bay.
I do like how there is a trap for the B site, so that Cruz doesn't even have to look at B main up until they break that tripwire, which he's about to actually do right now, as they've abandoned the C site push just because there's just nothing left for them right there. And they'll rush it in. There's a chance here for Tupai. That gets shut down. And now Golden Blue and the rest of the team stuck on the B site. Florida's lava. They gotta keep moving. Weapon picked up here from Golden Blue. This man's just not going to find that value, so that's all been shut in Fancy United, 6-0.
Yeah, nothing just works for Dominatus. Lurk towards A, caught. Lurk towards C, caught. Take towards B, caught. Fancy United is just keeping tabs of the opposition. And I gotta give it to Fancy. This is a map that they've been banning all throughout the year, that they haven't really felt comfortable playing in their previous iteration. And right now, they're finding so many mediums of control, whether it be Yes I Can and his angles where he can safely go for utility, or the peaks and setups courtesy of Suka and Jin. It's just all Fancy right now, and Dominatus, unfortunately for them, they just haven't found the answer. Showstopper even. Here we go again, from slow to fast. Fancy United just going for the blast. 2 already for them, make that 4, and everyone from Dominatus will fall yet again.
Man, there is just no safe ground. You're even at your own side of the spawn, and then in the blink of an eye, in just a matter of seconds, they're all there. They're pushing up their lead, and there's nothing Dominatus can really do against that. That round, you just saw Bjorns was just sitting down. He was crouching for dear life. Oh my God, so somebody don't even check me, please. And that did not, well, pan out. I guess the best case scenario right now for Dominatus is they have all of their ultimates, but at what point do you stop figuring out things out and just again cut it all into the side? Oh, chance! Oh, the whiffs, that's gonna hurt them a lot. Those blades were the only chance for them to get that value, and now it's all been shut.
It's the same angle Chris is taking. He's so confident, and Jin also taking an opportunity to just turn Dominatus into mincemeats. These rounds are going so quick for Fancy United. It's just gimme after gimme for them.
I thought our first series was a speed run. The second map on the second series, Fancy United's like, dude, I want to get myself out of here. I want to just finish this game off. Dominatus got nothing on us. We just keep pressuring and putting down the pain. And again, we just go back into that point that there's really not much left for them. Sixkey, who was stellar, I would say, at some point in Bind, completely shut here. He had a chance to get those blades working for him and lost it. It was a microsecond, but that microsecond was all he had.
This microsecond after microsecond needs to be fast reactions here from Dominatus, and this time Tupai will deliver a start here for Dominatus to work with, even more so now as Yes I Can has been flushed out. And this time around, Cruz is still the threat to deal with. Here by the doorway, the Trailblazer into play, and BYOR leaps into action. It's 4v2 though, and Fancy United, they're coming out from the high ground if ever. Sixkey ready for this one on top of the boxes, and does Vicious see this coming? Yes, he does! Anticipates the angle,
Wow.
Gives a chance here for Fancy. Snakebite also into play, as we see the Cypher of Suka, I believe, navigating his way towards the smoke. This might be a good pinch towards Golden Blue, but the lockdown's there. Suka with one, but he still needs to deal with the pressure of the lockdown. Breaks it now. For the free position for Dominatus. They're on site here, Asurai, and they get their first round on the board for Lotus.
There you go. The point where we start losing hope for them, they start to build, or they build that bit of momentum on the round. Again, just pushing up, catching Fancy United, setting up still while they're already halfway into the site, and that catch off on the Jin, definitely much needed here for Dominatus. Still not over yet. There's much bank in Fancy United's wares right now. They got all the opportunity to keep buying stuff, and they still have so many setups that I think Dominatus will have to try to deal with now in this coming round.
And Dominatus, at least now, they have momentum to work with. Yes, I Can, though, still in that powerful 3 position, kept safely in the corner. Jin will take advantage of it, supported here by the Omen 2. It's a 2-for-2 trade, as it leads now to Dominatus trying to equalize the odds. Problem is, Spike's been left behind, and they need to reconvene to find a way through. Nancy, though, getting ready for contact. Suka loses out on the duel. Advantage here for Dominatus. Tupai also wanting to surprise onto Cruz. But I'm watching Yes I Can here, Asurai. He might be the one to get the right read at the right time. Wins it versus Tupai. Low HP here for Fancy United. A small advantage for Dominatus, but they don't know Cruz is coming their way. Here we go with a 1v1. It has gotten scrappy yet again. With time for BYORs to work with, he can actually rotate all the way to C if ever.
And it looks like Yes I Can has read this as well. He's already halfway to the C site himself. But if he goes through Waterfall, that alarm bot is going to spot him. BYOR's, he's got everything working here for a man. He's got the HP, he's got the post plant, he's got the timing. No way! Oh my god, Yes I Can with the stun, with the scan, and with the finish on the round.
His name says it all, man. Yes, I Can. Every moment that Fancy United needs him to step up in a 1v1 scenario, he delivers. He did it in that first map, does it here in the second, and just the read also versus Tupai, if I remember correctly. The fact that he was anticipating that push, keeping Cruz as protected as possible. Those are the kinds of calls from Fancy United on an individual basis that they have a way to actually go for the cover later on. It isn't just Yes I Can staying in the tree area just to go for utility. He knows how to make his mark on the round.
And speaking of which, again, any safe playing player would not have gone what he just did. But experience and just savviness, he does it. All right, they're doing the same thing that they did a while ago.
Okay.
Which is to keep rushing into the site and clear, or rather into the spawn, clear things up.
And it's so smooth.
Yeah,
it's so smooth from Jin especially. Did you see that movement? The clear to the right, the clear to the left, the blast back there also into play. And Dominatus, they're fighting back with the Sheriff, but that's all he wrote there. From the shadows to get the spike, Gold and Blue, everything left to him. Has a rifle in hand, sure, playing inside the smoke even, but Fancy United, they have the numbers. They also have the angles to work with. And Gold and Blue, he will see you. Cruz spots out the hood already. Paranoia into play. Gold and Blue backing off into halls. And it might be a wild goose chase. The paranoia is going to be there. Golden Blue decides to hold down the line. And okay, Suka, I see you.
Last round before the switch.
Golden Blue also chose the worst side probably to go into to try to handle that because of the traps from Suka. So that just kind of hurts. Anyways, 10-1. They just got cleared, man. There's nothing looking stellar here for Dominatus. They got the one round again. I think they just caught Fancy slightly off of their game in that particular one. They can replicate that, maybe get the catch. Best case scenario. But can they do it is the question.
I mean, Fancy has basically pretended to be the attacker in that last round. And they just have complete control of this game so far. Dominatus, they have a Nightfall to work by the Trailblazer used towards Link. And instead, the contact comes in favor of Yes I Can. He's on the roll so far. We're watching Jin, though, playing the same angle alongside the Omen. Cruz, though, just deja vu yet again. How many times do I need to see Cruz do this versus Dominatus towards Mound? As Tupai is the last one standing. It's 1v3. And Dominatus sure they open the door. The Viper spit into play, and Suka has marked his targets. 11-1 to end the half. Fancy United control is an understatement.
Switching sides.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was looking for a different word to just add to that. You know, it feels like there is some form of I don't know, dominance here. You know.
Bro, I watched Cruz play Mount around, what, 3-4 times to the same success. Again and again. And it's just like, okay, he's going to do it again. Dominatus is unfortunately not going to have the answer for it. And it's just been the case of the series so far.
Truly. He's done Whack-A-Mole C-Mount edition.
Tactics.
They just keep popping up like all the heads one by one. And he keeps hitting every single one of those as well as they follow up. Now, Fancy. All right, we reset the board. It's the pistols, weapons, all that good stuff. Oh, that's 6 key pushed up. Actually triggers the trap there. And Be Yours, yes. Somebody actually uses a crosshair almost similar to mine. I love it.
It's pretty big, Asurai, huh?
Yeah. It's the size that matters for crosshair.
For crosshairs, yes. Apparently, though,
once you get older, right?
you know, people usually enjoy the smaller ones for crosshair, but if Biors is a big one, big enjoyer, then so be it.
Well, it's big. It makes you feel like there's more to to see.
At least it's not my crosshair.
I hate your crosshair.
Your crosshair is a box. It is pretty interesting, to say the least. But in the end, Fancy United have rotated their way towards A. And we see this a lot for Vipers on Lotus. They leave the toxic screen towards this A side. It's something they can utilize to cross safely past the doorway and the staircase. And everything's left. 6key, who's isolated, has to hit these shots, and he cannot get it done. Suka with the first. Pain Shells keeping Golden Blue at bay also. Timing is perfect. 2 for him. Golden Blue takes advantage. And suddenly, things have been flipped on their head. Golden Blue still sticking around, though. Here by Dropfish, who keeping an eye out towards Rubble even. But Capisha gets his target. It's now all left to Jin, and he can't handle the pressure. Dominatus take the opportunity to take the pistol.
Big push through the smoke that gives them very much needed catch-off space, and everybody else from Fancy was looking at the site, looking at the back of things, maybe on stairs, but not behind them. That smoke, it ain't a barrier, man. Not only you can push through that, your opponents as well, obviously. So that, the catch-off, and a shine, a glimmer, a chance for Dominatus here to build up something in the start of that second half.
I mean, it's still part of Dominatus' character. I love the fact that they're so fearless in those kind of timings, willing to take the fight towards Fancy United. But after a round like that, Fancy, they're going to be playing the Sheriffs. They're going to be keeping an eye out of those smoke walls even more so now coming into the second half. And it's up to Dominatus to use this anti-eco advantage to the best avail.
Well, Fancy is also making use of the time and the pressure that they have on each and every single lane on the mains here just to maybe pick up the orbs. Because they're doing that right now. Who are they feeding it off to? I think I'm assuming it's gonna be Jin because they want that showstopper.
Well,
Ooh, Cruz.
who needs an orb when you can get the kill? The point
That
goes...
is the orb.
I mean, the point goes to Fancy United for the start of the round. But they still need to deal with Be Yours and his Bulldog prepared here towards the waterways even, playing on the low ground. Keep an eye out on what Jin is going to try to do in terms of the entry. Smokes out towards A even, as you have the lurk from the Cypher. The Fancy United have decided to show their cards. Paranoia gets connection 60, finding Suka on the lurk. Now Fancy will have to deal with the rotations of Dominatus. Be Yours, though, has been overrun. And Fancy picking up a few guns to work with. The spray down from Golden Blue hits absolutely nothing. Jin instead the sharper shot. And it's 4v2. Things have turned for the worse here for Dominatus. But Chupai has a different answer. Low HP here for Fisho. It's 3v2 for the time being. But Fisho, okay, still standing. Chupai gets the confirmation. Evened up odds. Chupai with the rifle in hand. Stepped up in the last round, looking to do so here, but he's the only one still standing. Yes, I can! He does so again and again! The clutch for Fancy United, 12-2 as they move the series points.
That... I don't know what to say about that. That is just unexcusable right now for Dominatus. They had the pistol round. They had the chance. Their opponent was just trying to get the value by picking up orbs. And then out of nowhere, Cruz finds a pick. The player on the C site, Be Yours, gets confounded with flashes and everything. He gets a chance to shoot down Fisio, but then again, Cruz from right behind him with that solid shot at step play. It's just pure outplay. And at this point, that's just what it is.
Yeah, and this is where experience really is a factor. Fancy United has been touted to be one of Vietnam's best all throughout the year. Yes, they have struggled in the offseason so far, but here is a new beginning in the ESL Clash of Nations. Yes, I can also. Critical picks at critical times. Jin with stellar entries. And here we go yet again with a standard transfer from Fancy. Paranoia, though. Jin is looking for a target or two. Capisha, the first to fall. And as he lets it rip, he has moved over towards the halls. It's 5v4, a flank possible for Dominatus. And already you see Suka keeping tabs on it. Cruz, though, ready for this one. Jin finding Golden Blue. And it's all Fancy all throughout the day. This has been a dominant performance from Fancy United, especially here in the second map. And this might be the beginning of the end for Dominatus. Only one still standing is Tupai. The judge counts for at least one. But Fisho looks his opponent straight in the eye and says, "This is our victory." 13-2, a 2-0 series to end it for Fancy United's win.
Yeah, and again, I was on a copia, man. I thought Dominatus had something to bring to this series, which they did. Yes, they had some stellar rounds when they won it. They won it convincingly. But Fancy United, same as what I saw, what I said with Boom Esports, this is a team that has had time to restructure themselves internally, not in terms of the player, or maybe a little bit in terms of the players, but most importantly, with how they approach these fights, these matches, so much better than what we have seen in the past from them. And looking forward, so much better is what we are seeing here up against Dominatus.
Yeah, and I love what that Fancy United is finding the form back here at ESL. Our two invited teams now basically move on Asurai to face off against each other in the days to come. And while Dominatus did fall, we did see some inklings of greatness from them. Some big moments we saw, especially in that first map, courtesy of Sixky. Tupai also coming in clutch in critical rounds near the tail end of that Lotus map. But in the end, experience is still such a big factor, and Fancy United, the mid-rounding, the adjustments, the expertise on the agents especially, it was clear that they had the advantage from it.
100% again. And as well as the confidence, I think, is what was sorely lacking in that second map for Dominatus there. And first, at the Silent Bind, it looked like they knew what they wanted to do, and they had so much belief in themselves that they could do it. And then on the second map on Lotus, it just completely changed. And Fancy United, I think, sniffing this out as well, was just letting their player, Jin, run amok at the spawn of their own opponent, double satcheling in. As I mentioned, having that great fault line support from Yes I Can is just the tip of the iceberg, and it feels like they were able to come crashing down on the ship that was Dominatus.
And overall, now that we've seen two teams dominate so far in the first day alone, I'm very excited for the next few days here, Asurai. But just a little bit of stats here to work with. Just a recap of what's happened. 13-2 in a big game, especially from Cruz, one of the newer additions to this Fancy United roster, and the one who didn't have the same background as the rest that they've been in the Fancy United fold before. He had, I believe, a moment in Seiko, in Miogang, in Team Ronin, but this is where really he's stepping on that for Fancy United. And you usually get these kind of players technically promoted to Fancy United because they have proven something in the Vietnamese region. We're seeing it from Cruz right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you mentioned it just feels like he replicated or created so many deja vu moments on C-Mount. Yeah, that he was just looking rather unstoppable. I did mention as a while ago that Fancy United, it felt like the series that they played were hit or miss. But this time, they definitely hit the mark on that one. And their opponents to watch out for in the oncoming upper semifinals is going to, or match 7, is going to be Boom Esports, of course. That is definitely something to watch out for. So this means that we have our match 7 and also our match 5 for the lower bracket. That is Trying Your Best versus Dominatus.
Yeah, so the two invited teams on the upper bracket, the two open qualifier teams in the lower bracket looking to eliminate one another. Seems like it's a bit par for the course from what we saw so far today. Boom being very impressive with the roster that they have right now. There has to be a few things happening backstage to show how coordinated they've been so far, and Fancy United finding the form that we expect for them instead. So overall, it's kind of a bit predictable, truthfully, from what we saw in the results so far. But at the same time, here the offseason is a new beginning for some of these re-roster teams. And I'd say Boom and Fancy United, with those two additions for both of them, this is where it really starts for basically the rest of the year.
Yeah, and that just means that with 2 of the series down right now, guys, that's the end for us for today. We'll be seeing you tomorrow for more action here at Clash of Nations 2023. My name is Asurai. With me now is Daks, and we'll be signing off. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching.
They'll run downside. They get the team wipe yet again.
I ordered
as
soon as I saw 12.
Is this a game to you?
I ordered.
It isn't to them, or them, or them. This is global. This is packed arenas, home to the world's most passionate fans. This isn't only in person or only in English. This is digital. Millions of people tuned into over 30 languages. This isn't just for the boys or just for PC gamers. This is GG for all, and the era for everyone. This isn't overnight. This is a legacy of 20 plus years pushing esports forward. This isn't niche anymore. This is 80 events, 350,000 attendees, 582 million live stream hours in 2022. This isn't meme display pics and faceless teammates. This is cheering together and putting a face to the name. This isn't minor league. This is the company trusted by the biggest brands and publishers. This is expressing yourself. This is the heart and home of esports. This is where everybody can be somebody. This is where fans become community. This is passion. This is for you. This is so much more. This is ESL.
Let's do something crazy, get a bit wild today, cause we don't do this every day and we deserve it. Life is so amazing, nothing is in our way.
Baby, let's fly away. Do you feel it? Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is when we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us come alive. Oh, what makes us come alive? Let's break some rules. No, we don't always have to be good. Don't always have to do things that we should. We'll feed the fire. Let's see it through and let go of what's holding us back. Just light it up and we'll burn through the past and take it higher. Is your heart rushing the way my heart's rushing when you take it all in? Baby, this is when we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. You and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize. This is when we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us. This is when we come alive. Do you feel it? Take the world by storm, just you and I. Can't believe it took so long to realize what makes us come alive.
Why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me wondering. Why don't we take a trip to the 513? Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's got me wondering. Why don't we quick trip to Miami and back, ayy? Down a party, let me know where it's at, ayy. Drop top off the coupe in a fast lane. Pull up to the club, pull up with, tell them valet. Off the tequila, we mixin' a drink up. Hit up your friends, we all get to link up. Only do sins, we all getting teed up. Back of the bands, we in the seat up. 5 ways on a B&B. Turn it off, leave the phones on a D&D. Good view with the scenery. And we all for the grid. Lost in it, why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something. It's got me wondering. Why don't we take a trip to the 513? Take a shot at the liquor and slide on something. And it's got me wondering. Why don't we slide on something? Why don't we? It's got me wondering. Why don't we? If I throw it at you, would you quarterback back? One too many, I'ma quarter past that. Got one roll, then you better pass that. 2 throat, I'm teed up, I mean it, that's facts. Why don't we get up out of here? Got your eyes on me, and let them interfere. Put it right on me. Go ahead, shop. Put your tide on me while I ride the wave. I'm wide awake. You know we gotta live in the moment, no time to waste. I know you wanna work to live and live to play. Forget that, live life, take a sip. Why don't we take a trip, quick flight overseas? Somewhere you ain't never been and slide on something.